Yeah, now that
What's
I'm
up, Woody
older and I
guys?
have the money to buy gold, I want to, but then I can't
I
fight people,
think
and I'm not willing to get my account banned.
Yeah, don't do it.
I think we're live.
Yeah, you don't
Well,
want to get
I
banned
think-
if
I
you don't
think.
buy gold.
Well, I had a gold laundering guy, but
Yeah, I would just go herb on your druid. Herbing druid is pretty fucking good.
I constantly get in-game mail with people just trying to sell gold. It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
Great discount.
I even asked to be taken off their mailing list and still.
Yeah, bro, that shit ain't ever gonna happen.
Mailbag.
Yeah, I got this insurance company that's been calling me for 2 years. They're not an insurance, what do you call? A loan company. And they've been asking if I still want a loan. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Visited your website once. What the fuck?
No, I didn't even like want it. It was like I was looking to buy a car, and like
Oh, he probably
I
got
wanted
your
to-
number.
yeah, and then I just like wanted to see how much like the car was or something like that.
All right, I
don't
think,
remember really, yeah, no.
Insurance quotes are just the same, dude. You just even ask for a quote and they ask for everything and then they bombard you with
Yeah,
just
dude. Then I fucked up after that, and I never gave anything my number ever again.
I always get calls from like those telemarketers, and like sometimes I'll just say yes, like to talk to some like dude in
Okay,
India
we should be
that's trying
live.
to sell me some shit. And
So lonely.
this dude, after I told him like, nah, I'm not interested, just don't call me.
Espionage 26
He's
with the
like,
follow.
okay,
Hey, thank you,
well,
man. Welcome, welcome.
How about you suck my cock?
Last
Damn,
AQ
bro.
raid? Yeah, so, well,
Those
next week is
telemarketers,
Thanksgiving for us. Most of us are based
whatever
in the
fuck it is
US.
they're offering.
when I was
And
That's
so
a great deal. Why
we're
didn't you suck
taking
his
next
cock?
week off for
Yeah, I don't
raiding.
know.
Let me turn them down a little bit.
I should definitely get car insurance. It sounds like the right thing to have.
And so we're taking next week off for Thanksgiving, and then when we come back that following week is when
yeah,
Nax
go ahead and
goes
log in for a
live.
minute.
Insurance, of course.
So
Go ahead and log for a
we
minute,
basically
I'll
have
call it
next
back
week
up,
we
and
have
then
off, and
log
then
back in.
I
and
used
then
to
we
call
come
and
back
get donations for the
going
police when I was a
straight
kid.
into
Donations
Naxxramas.
on more than minimum wage, it was great.
So this will be our last AQ40 raid period, like as a guild for a long time until we at least get Nax on farm. But even that, I feel like it'll be hard. I think it'll just take so much time, you know. I like the ranking gear. What's up, Nacho? How you doing, man? Yeah, man. Dude, this set is it's like having this gear makes me feel a little bit like I beat the game, you know.
Very cool.
Hello, all the way from Denmark. Your Boomkin videos on YouTube are insane, man. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that, man.
Anything.
Shit, was there another hold on. Coming back out.
Yeah, we can send in Chow as well.
We're logging real quick to save buffs. I think we got a couple more that we are waiting on. We have all of our gear though today. We have our new helm. There's like last raid, I think I forgot my cloak or something dumb. But we're basically all stacked. We got ZG buff, Spirit of Zanza, and we have the Ani buff. So we should be hopefully finishing strong with some solid gear, some solid buffs. We also got the gloves off of Cthulhu last week. I can't remember the name of them, but pretty massive PvE upgrade. So this is our first time coming back into AQ with those gloves. Pretty excited. Fellow Boomy on White Main, enjoy the content. Hey, thanks, man.
All right, guys, let's start logging in and buffing up.
White Main's pretty poppin' servers, and it's pretty busy. Hey, on YouTube, are you guys able to see? I'm trying to like update the thumbnail, and it's like half of them are uploading or updating for me. Okay, there, it looks like it worked now. Never mind. Ignore me. So This is the gear. I need to do some of this manually because here we got Dark Storm gauntlets. We also have Spellweaver's turban. That was a relatively new pickup. So
Everyone
with this
log
set,
in.
we're at
You're not the boss of me. Except for the rating. Wait a second.
11% hit, making sure everything else is right. 539 spell power.
Yo.
Yo.
I'm contemplating throwing on Firemaw's clutch instead.
Nice.
I think I'll leave it like this for now. So we're sitting at 11% hit with this gear. I'm going to
Alright,
go
we're
ahead
gonna
and
pull
just
the,
pre-pot one of these.
Obsidian thing next time it comes back. You guys getting hyped for Nax or what?
This is only my second AQ40, so.
What do you mean last AQ40? I feel like I'm gonna have to answer this
Just
a
a
bunch of
reminder,
times since I made that the title.
just come back
we're taking next week off for
closer
Thanksgiving, and then when we
into
come
the
back,
thing,
it's
but,
Nax. So this is the
Sunday,
last
we are
time we're
having our
doing.
Nax loot meeting.
Last time we're gonna be doing
Go ahead and grab
AQ40.
that.
We'll still be raiding,
It's
but
normal raid time.
after a week off for
but
the
we're ready to
holidays, we'll be
discuss
Nax.
and make a claim for your class to be able to get prio on different items. Remember, next Thursday we are going to be off because it is Thanksgiving. And then when we come back on that Sunday, we're going to be off too. It's something.
Alpha's got me covered.
The third is when we come back for.
Just
Nax.
copy paste that every
every
time someone asks.
Second, we may try to put something together, either pug the rest or do it a split run with some other guild or something. But we'll get that going.
Also, happy birthday, Heal 4.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Happy
At some
birthday,
point-
Heal 4.
Birthday, Hill for.
Not
Hey.
Hey, happy birthday!
Quan, let's
Usually
have you take
we do
triangle
a
here.
Discord. Everyone sings happy birthday, and it's the most
Yeah.
miserable
Happy birthday
thing your
during
ears have
the
ever
Prophet's Harem
experienced.
fight.
Triangle, you said?
Yeah, what could go
Yep,
wrong?
you got triangle.
Nothing, right?
I got
What's up,
skull,
Pooch? How you
Dry's got
doing?
X, Hungry's got star.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Let's get those detect magics out right away. Get
Thunderclap.
star out. Get star out.
Stack on this.
Let's start on X.
Get in.
Start on X.
Stack on X, guys. Stack on X. Holy shit!
We're gonna go skull next.
Did you guys see that? I just literally Starfire stunned myself.
That's
Reset
fire
squad.
squad.
Fire stunned himself.
Jesus, dude.
Why didn't you call that one out really loudly?
It's every
They
reflex.
proc and fire.
Dude, I got real scared. I thought I
Made
almost
this-
killed
Okay,
myself.
we're on
One.
triangle. We're on triangle. This one's gonna have the last one's gonna have shadow and the stomp, thunder stomp. So big heals, guys.
So this is kind of hard to
Burn
get
it
in
quick.
range of. We want to get in range so we don't get hit by the shadow, but we want to stay out of range of the thunderclap. This is actually like the worst combo
Get a wand.
of things that we could have got.
The 300 saves.
Arcane Reflect.
There we go. Nice job,
I
guys.
don't have a stave.
Luckily, I only got like a
Feel left
partial
out.
crit on myself.
300
Did you guys see that? I crit myself for 2,300
Alright, I
damage.
saw a shit ton
right
of
there,
world
and
stars
Starfire
before,
stunned myself.
and I want a couple more, at least one or two, because we're gonna bump Cowboy Dave up to a full-time rating shaman.
Yeah.
We got another one.
Hey, yeehaw!
You maybe or maybe not cowboy.
I don't even know what's real anymore.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and grab skull once it splits off here.
The fact that you're still playing is kind of insane. I feel you, man. Couldn't take another minute of rating MC or BWL. Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it, at least for us, is just like our guild and our group, because like the vast majority, probably 75-80% of our group has been the same since phase 1. And so our like just our overall kind of raid chemistry and just
All right, Mac. Go
the
ahead and pull
overall
it.
kind of like team camaraderie is really strong. Like even though like I don't personally myself have a super strong desire to clear AQ40 right now. Like I've gotten most of the stuff I wanted out of here with the exception of like the belt off Cthulhu. But at the same time I'm not super worried about
group up.
About clearing the content, but it's one of those things. It's like it's the whole group. It's like we've all played together for so long, so I think that's kind of the biggest
start on star, then
kind of motivation at this point.
Triangle. Okay,
oh, he said star, and I've been on X. My bad. What do you say? X next. I think a big thing too for us is all of us. Going into Classic, the big thing we really wanted to see content-wise is Nax, right? So I'd say people were excited for AQ just because it was something new, but people are like a different type and like different level of excited for Nax coming out just because so much of us had played some amount of content in, you know, original vanilla, and we didn't play. We didn't play Nax or get to do any of that content. A lot of us were too young, like didn't have guilds or whatever. So that's kind of like the big hype for us, for the vast majority of our group is really excited about doing the Nax content. I think that's the biggest kind of motivating factor for everyone to kind of keep sticking around and playing. My rule for the big dog packs is only Wrath. I know, man. That's usually my rule too, and I totally spaced on that first one. Almost paid for it.
Or are those just people that are still getting here?
Oh, that's right. We can't do the little run around trick.
Don't go around anymore, right? Oh, yeah,
Correct.
that's right.
They put in a block.
Did you say sidewalk?
They don't like us doing that, I guess.
If any rogues need mind-numbing poison, trade Zoomers.
Definitely didn't get a chance to do Nax back when I played in vanilla. Yeah, I mean, I think I was literally like 14 or 15 at the time,
Arcane in
right?
nature.
Yeah.
Like.
Pretty sure
I'm
you can
still an
up the
idiot,
right
but I
side
was a
just as
bigger
easy.
idiot back then. So
For what it's worth, I don't know if we
finding
want
like a raiding guild and all that
so
stuff was
split
just
up here.
much more difficult.
I'll take middle. Let's have Jiraiya on our left side, Hungry on our right side. Taking those
Put my
areas,
weapon
we're gonna
oil
have,
on.
Group 2
So
is
again,
gonna be on the
guys,
left with
this is
Jiraiya.
our
Group
setup
3 is
going
gonna
into
be on the
this.
right,
Last
with
clear.
Hungry. Be really on top of those interrupts.
The
guys.
only
The
thing
more
I
we can
might try
interrupt,
change
the less
out here
damage
is I
we're
think I
taking,
might
the
try
more
Vanquish
people who live.
Tentacle on a few fights.
Oh my god, it's true.
Because I think this
Wall on the
actually
right
will
side at all.
DPS more than Briarwood Reed.
Let's make sure to mages. You guys are in good positions to sheep.
And
Let's
like,
get
why
those
not?
sheeps out
You
as
know,
fast as
let's test it
possible.
out.
Gonna do a quick ready check.
Not gonna do it on this
Everyone's
fight
good
because
to
he
go.
teleports and stuff. But I want to try it.
I just need like 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. Huck, you good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Pulling now. I got parried early. Careful, guys.
Trying to think of where I stood last time. Hopefully we got a good amount of people here with world buffs and shit. We'll be able to blow through some of these.
Holly's up. Holly's up.
Careful on the cleave.
Is this the real
Holly's
one?
up.
Should I fairy fire this?
Fucking rogues, man.
That was our first resist. Fairy fire this one.
Lupul, Talf, Polly.
Someone just hold me, please.
Should we
Close
pop?
up again?
Jesus. Go! Resist! No!
All right, let's get Glar up.
Terrifying fight as always.
Oh, quite the streak with these male shoulders.
Now it's happening so close to Nax now. I know, man. We get chills when you enter Nax. It'll be exciting, man. Cause I did Nax when it was whatever expansion it was where they like revamped it. So some of the fights have like kind of some nostalgia, but not the same way like Classic does. I think the big thing too will be getting like those pieces of gear out of Nax, right? Because so many of those different weapons and tier 3 and stuff are just so like iconic. That I think that'll be kind of like the first time everyone gets super hyped. I plan on sticking with Locomere all the way through Nax. Are you wanting Brimstone? No, I want to get End of Dreams. End of Dreams is my... It's really End of Dreams and like the belt off of Cthulhu are like the last two kind of big pieces that I want for like my kind of like ideal gear sets. There's some cloth gear that's really good for like a glass cannon type setup out of Nax for like PvE, but from a PvP perspective, End of Dreams is kind of the last piece because of that bonus attack power in the feral forms is pretty big for my playstyle. And I would rock the belt off of Cthulhu. Belt off of Cthulhu is like, I think is like 15 more damage, something like that, 17 more spell power. That's kind of like the last piece I would really use. My rings are pretty much bis. Like these are very, very good. I potentially use different bracers and use the offhand off of Twin Emps, but vast majority of my gear is pretty much like at this point any kind of like upgrades outside of that belt and End of Dreams are very, very minor upgrades. Is this a Mirage? What's up, Plasma? How you doing, man? What, Wrath of the Lich King? Yeah. So like we did it back then, and I remember some of those fights were fun. The mechanics of those fights, I can't remember which one it is, but the one where it's like a poison that erupts on the ground, and you have to like rotate around the room. Like that was a pretty fun fight. I like vividly remember doing that one. Spider one was pretty like memorable. So I'm looking forward to those fights. It'll be fun. I think there'll be a lot of hype in general around Nax. I'm curious kind of how difficult it's going to be, how long it's going to take to actually, clear the whole thing.
Is kind of these guys down below. Remember to keep your backs against the walls, especially when the Guardians get low on health. I don't want to see anyone die to fall damage if we can try to prevent it. If you get knocked up high, call it out so we can summon you down. Poly Sabbath. Free Poly Sabbath.
I got my hand on the belt and I'm getting the Regalian next. Nice, man.
Back to the walls, guys.
Brimstone is great, man. Both of those are, I mean, they're very good. The main reason that I want End of Dreams is because I PvP, and the spec that I play for PvP is very kind of feral based, right? It's a spec I'm playing right now. Right, so we have feral charge. So I end up spending a bunch of time in like bear form and cat form. Like opening up with Ravage a lot and things like that. So for me, that one-hander with all of that's like 305 attack power will just help a lot with those kind of, situations from a PvP perspective. For me, if I didn't care about PvP, I would probably try and push for Brimstone as well. But it's very good. You're kind of splitting hairs between the two if you're trying to pick one over the other. They're both very good. I think Brimstone might actually be a little bit higher from like an overall DPS perspective, but I'm not totally sure. But they're very close either way, right? And a lot of it too depends on like what offhand you have and stuff like that. Man, we're chunking. Watching you stomp some bugs, hell yeah, man. Just gonna go run back over here and chill. What's up, Flump? How you doing, man?
Alright, go ahead and pull this.
Yeah, the mace fits your style a lot. Yeah, with the Genesis set, yeah. So my ideal setup is gonna be like for open world. I'm talking like open world PvP type stuff. I'm not talking about just straight raid DPS. But I would rock 3 pieces of my rank 13 gear. So I'm gonna go shoulders, gloves,
Polyglar. Do not cleave
and
him.
boots.
Do not cleave him.
of the rank 13 gear, and then helm, chest, legs of the Genesis gear. All my offset pieces being like caster type pieces, caster DPS pieces, like the belt off Cthulhu, the rings I'm using, a ring off of Cthulhu, Band of Force Concentration, then using things like Rock Fury Bracers, or the Cloak of the Trinity, spell power, just straight up spell power type stuff, and all my like rings, trinkets, necks, all that. And then being able to use Ended Dreams. So I have a good amount of kind of strength and agility on just all my gear. Some pieces more than others. And then we'll have that bonus 300 attack power for Cat and Bear. And we'll still be around, with that setup, I think I'm pretty close to 500 spell power. And we're like real tanky.
I'll take Skull. Let's have
the Modkins, dude. That's good.
Star.
The Modkins, yeah.
And Glar, I'm gonna have you
leveling my mage currently. Yeah, I saw you doing that the other stream. Are you just doing it to farm gold, or are you planning on playing mage in TBC?
All right, we are missing a couple buffs. Let's get these out real quick, and then we'll pull.
I have fort. Your thing.
People have buffs.
Yeah, your thing is wrong.
Okay, I'll have to reset it after this.
You'd have to pair End of Dreams with Saffron's Eye.
Get ready to pull. Shamans get those.
To be on par with
items
Brimstone. Yeah, I could see that. To make it where it's like a DPS equivalent. Ooh, can I? Shit, we're too slow. I like to put my PvP trinket on for this one. Try and hit the Fairy Fire here in the opener.
Yeah, could I get a rogue over on
Is that a
X to
range?
help
I
kick?
resisted that or outranged that. I'm gonna cleanse this. I'm gonna stay in human form in case I need to cleanse again. It's not worth the 3% crit to waste the global. Nice.
Alright, first one's down. Stay away from the toxic vapors. We're gonna be on X next. Keep those tremor totems down.
Phase 6 arcade mage? Dude, I would love to see that. That'd be great.
Sorry, Dry, just running around.
Did our Fairy Fire not go off? He's almost dead now.
Okay, Yaj is almost down. Star's gonna dash in. Kill the ads.
Oh. What? The hell was that?
Heals on Quan.
Nice, some solid NR gear right there.
I forgot that knockback.
Is there some fights you use NR gear on in Nax? I know you have frost resist gear, but
some cloth NR gear.
dude, I would love to see the Arcane Mage and see how that does. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone play it at all. Like, even if it's, you know, worse, I'm surprised I haven't seen people people like streaming it or playing it all. I'm sure some people probably have, but
it's all more useful than the 1 out of 4 that's not an argument.
Gonna try and get my Hunter for Melee Hunter in TBC. Just coming in with all the off meta specs. So have you guys seen Caper Finn is the guy that does a lot of the shaman tanking stuff, and he has like a melee hunter tank spec. Good luck, man. Bedtime here. Hey, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Back up a little bit so we don't grab the other bugs.
I think on Fankris, I'm gonna try using the tentacle and see if it does more DPS.
That's a lot of bug.
Hunter stam talent is 10% increase, so damn tanky. Yeah, it's funny, like when I was ranking,
Alright.
I'd say that all the time. I'd be like, dude, hunters are like the hardest. They definitely feel like they have like the biggest health pools. I'd just be unloading on a hunter, and they would just have so much health. It would take me so much to kill them.
Go ahead and pull these back, Matt.
Got a clip of you outplaying a skull level rogue. That's hilarious, man. Hunters are strong. Hunters are a tough matchup for me. Like good hunters that can kite well, just can basically like scatter trap you on cooldown, and you just can't, like, you can't do anything. This is a little sketchy, me moonfiring here. Just because if I rip aggro, it's kind of problematic. Should be okay. I'll have the damage meters off the screen here. Any of you guys getting excited for Shadowlands?
Let's get Yao up.
The half pipes.
I'm getting a little excited for Shadowlands. I'm still kind of torn on what I'm gonna play.
All right, Matt, let's go ahead and pull this back.
Look. My bad. How do you say your name? Y'all cool Quipik. Y'all cool.
Yeah.
Y'all cool. Y'all cool. Quipik. Y'all cool Quipik. Y'all cool. Quipik. It's quite the name. SL looks good. Take it slow and just enjoy it. SL, like, oh, Shadowlands, got it. The hip acronyms. I was thinking like SL Warlock. I'm like, oh, you gonna play Warlock? I actually am thinking about playing a Warlock. But yeah, I feel you. I'm kind of the same way. I'm not in a rush for it. I'm looking forward to having like an alternative. Like, in general, I really have enjoyed retail in the past, but I didn't like BFA. So I'm hopeful that at least this expansion at least is fun, you know? Playing on maybe maining Boomy and Rogue as an alt. I played some Boomy and I've just not... I don't really like it that much. Just being honest. Retail just feels so different, right? Like classic balanced druid and retail balanced druid just are so different. It is cool, like there are so many similarities as far as just like the shape shifting and all the druid stuff.
All right, Matt, you can go
that's really cool to kind of play back and forth, but the overall like DPS rotation in Shadowlands doesn't kind of excite me the same way that it does for classic. Like it doesn't really feel as bursty. Because so much of your damage is from dots or like wrath spam cast on single target rather than these like big starfire crits. It's just a very different play style as far as kind of like how satisfying it feels playing it. It's still very good, but just very, very different play style. But we'll see. I'm up in the air. I'm leaning towards Warlock or Monk. I've also considering playing like a Shaman maybe. Druid is definitely up there as well because of like the fact that it's hybrid, so I can play multiple specs. But I played played some Warlock
for the boss. Go ahead and mount up.
Warlock today, and surprisingly, I really liked it. And the thing that I really like about playing, like, so in BFA, I mained a Hunter.
Wait, did anybody just get 5 extra lips out of nowhere? Because Lupo thinks he traded them to me, but I don't have any.
Nope.
And
Nope.
I played a Hunter at the beginning of BFA, and that was like
I don't know what happened, Lupo.
that was
Yeah, you bum one off
cool
like that every
because
week. I'm pretty sure you don't have your own.
I could play kind of the same role, use kind of the same gear, and play 3 very different play styles. And so I'm kind of leaning towards that a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna have Glar on Skull,
Tank Cat Druid.
Hungry on X,
Always
Jiraiya
like
on
tanking.
Star, I'll
Yeah,
take Triangle.
I've considered that as well.
Remember, guys, taunt rotation. Me, Jiraiya, Hungry on the main boss once we get there.
We,
otherwise we're stunning. Let's get one int out real quick, and then we should be good to go.
We have. I'm gonna go ahead and swap trinkets here. We have someone that is playing a Feral Druid.
All right, pulling.
So I was gonna try and go something else. I was leaning towards Windwalker Monk, but my only hesitation with Windwalker Monk is really fun. I like the overall like theme and just how Windwalker feels. But if for some reason it's really bad, I'm stuck either healing or tanking. Which in itself isn't terrible, but I kind of like our group that's playing, we kind of are short on range DPS. So that made me kind of start looking at playing, you know, Warlock or potentially Mage or something. And I played Warlock today, and I played some Demonology Warlock. And I actually, that's one of my favorite specs in retail.
Keep her stunned. Keep her stunned. I got first taunt.
It's just been, it's just such a cool like kind of combo, like the soul shard system and stuff is kind of this cool caster combo point type feel, and I do tend to really like the combo point stuff. I played a lot of Outlaw Rogue a little bit, you know, in this like pre-patch and stuff, and I really enjoyed that as well.
Reset taunt rotation.
Nice Starfire stun OP. So that made me kind of gravitate a little bit to the Warlock, because I'm thinking like, if Demo is terrible, like Destro is also fun. It's kind of more of like a balanced druid type vibe, right? You're real big and bursty with the Chaos Bolts. Or Affliction's kind of always a fun spec, just being able to dot everything. And I feel like that has a lot of playability even if one of the specs gets nerfed. I also am hoping that Shadowlands is a little more alt-friendly, right? So having like 2 or 3 characters and having them up in like leveled is not crazy.
It's fucking stupid. I hate this so much.
That way gives you a little more options. You know, you can kind of mess around, play a couple things. Tank Monk's cool. Yeah, Tank Monk is cool. It's definitely one of my favorite tank specs for sure. I'd say Tank Monk and Demon Hunter Tank are like my 2 favorite tank specs to play. Just the mobility feels good. They're just pretty like unique, and I like the theme of both of them is just fun to play. Monks have a good track record though. I made a Monk in Legion and BFA mobility so good. Yeah, I mean in PvP they're gonna be good for sure. It's more of something that I don't know. The thing too, like honestly, playing the pre-patch now, it's hard to really get a good feel for stuff because some of my like alts have Azurite traits, some of them don't. Some of them have like the neck abilities, right? Like breath of whatever they're called, like all the different like abilities. Some of them don't. So even playing them, it's like it feels like some of them feel significantly stronger because they have just way better gear. So it's like I can't even really get a good feel. Like I wish they would have in the pre-patch, or at least like this last week, disabled all the Azurite pieces and disabled all of the neck enchant stuff. They already did it with corruption, and so that's kind of made it hard to decide because it's like I go on my hunter and my hunter's like way better geared than my other characters. So I'm obviously going to feel insanely strong on my hunter by comparison. It's not really a good way to measure like what feels better.
For us to sing happy birthday to heal for.
Oh gosh. It's a birthday. It's happy birthday time.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Heal 4. Happy birthday.
World Star.
I'd like to point out
Sorry,
that
guys, how miserable is
Ethan,
that?
Glar, and Unsound all deafened during that. Which is not very cash money of you.
You probably didn't hear Zoomers say keep moving, and that's why Ethan died.
I pressed Fire Blast. Or sorry about that. bounty or deafening key.
Plus, it's also pre-patch. Yeah, it'll. I mean, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna kind of pick a class that I think is gonna be
First level was Mono Shield.
my go-to, but my plan is also gonna be to try and level up, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 classes up that I'm leaning towards, that I think will be fun, and seeing kind of how they feel like at max level, because basically every class has a couple pretty significant
I agree.
abilities that you learn while leveling, right? Like big passives you gain to certain main abilities and stuff. So that's going to be like a pretty significant portion of how most of the classes feel. Like Windwalker monks get a real big buff to Zwen. Demonology warlocks get a big buff to their summon. Their summon.
Dave, did you drop a totem?
What the big dude, whatever it's called.
Drop your totems, Dave.
Where it like refunds 5 soul shards when you cast it. Like there's a lot of things, and like those are really massive for how your burst is gonna feel. And it's basically like across the board, right? Everyone's kind of getting these big buffs to certain cooldowns that are either like Azurite traits that they're like, you know, baking into abilities and things.
Okay. Let's
So
summon.
that's kind of what I'm thinking is I'm gonna kind of like leave it a little more up in the air, level up, kind of leave it a little open-ended. Have some ideas of what I'm gonna play, but I feel like a lot of it's just gonna see how it plays out at max level. They also hinted at tier sets. Yeah, I do
Hunters,
think
make sure you
supposedly
dismiss your
they're gonna
pets
do
with
tier
the
sets, which I
down
am
here.
super excited for. I think that's a real good step in the right direction. Don't shy away from the high note next time.
Let's get those
Dude, I
buffs
can't hit
out.
those high notes. I'm actually not really looking to min-max in retail. Retail I play a little more casually, actually, oddly enough. The game that has more min-max potential,
Alright, come on and jump
I
down,
play a little more casually. A big part of what I enjoy with retail is being able to play multiple specs and classes. Really, mainly... Oh, my trinket didn't swap, dude. That's annoying.
Pull him a little farther.
Like very commonly in retail, I'll play all 3 specs of any, you know, given class I'm playing, and I really like that ability to kind of swap back and forth because it's very rigid by comparison in classic. Ooh, big 3K, let's go, baby. Yeah, so and we'll see. This time will be a little bit different, I think, because we have a whole squad going into it that is a lot of people we raid with here currently, and so I think we'll have some fun doing some of the raids going into Shadowlands. So maybe we end up playing a little more min-maxy, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna play what's the most kind of enjoyable, more so than like what's gonna just top the meters. I'm hoping I can still pump and top the meters no matter what I'm playing. Oh, nice. Damn, dude. Holy Jesus. 70 plus healing? Jesus. 22. These are insane. I didn't even know those were a thing.
Someone
and
finally
we got
gets
an
to be
armament.
free of robes of the exalted.
The dream.
Good luck on the bell, by the way. Hey, thanks, man. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say like what I'm like looking forward to the most. Like it could, like the raiding, I think will be a lot of fun. I'm envisioning playing with like 20-ish people of our current raid group, and then doing retail raids that are more mechanically intensive, that are going to be pretty fun. Like I think the retail raiding is a very fun
pack you can grab.
portion of the game. Like I think they did a really good job on that, all things considered. And this group we have is good. Like it's fun playing with all these guys. So that's kind of like another thing that I think will be a pretty fun, enjoyable aspect if the raids in Shadowlands are done well, which I'm assuming they are, because they've done all the stuff they messed up on. They've done a good job with how raids feel and boss fights and things like that, you know.
These ads.
sunder faster.
I sundered twice there.
Said the same thing when I saw those robes for the first time. Those are really crazy. They're like the priest robes, but they have a ton of stats on them, and they don't have a priest requirement. They're like crafted ones. But in the past too, there's been certain expansions where I've done a lot of arena. But BFA, I didn't like BFA arena, so
Interesting.
I'm not.
I was wondering how long it would
not
take me
super
to
hopeful
solo
for.
stack some of this. The
not
answer is
s-
6.5 seconds.
I'm not super hopeful for Shadowlands arena,
Sad.
but if Shadowlands arena is good, I'll definitely gravitate to the
Maybe my
PvP
add-ons
stuff
are fucking
more.
up then, 'cause it showed like only it stacked when I was hitting.
Rating is always good. I just feel like retail lacks customization and kits and builds. I'm hoping that it's a little bit different this time around. I think the Covenant abilities are gonna play into that a lot. In retail, you can't switch specs on the fly. You can. Like I could switch to be like resto right now. Like you can't be in combat, but between boss fights and stuff, like you can switch specs while you're out. You just hit like activate and it changes specs.
All right, Matt, go ahead and start pulling them when you're ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like one of the things that I like about it the most is it's you get to really kind of play a lot more stuff. You know, you get to like I generally am always playing hybrid classes. It's in the previous expansions, and so being able to like heal or being able to tank on the fly, or you go run a dungeon and okay, I'll tank this time and I'll heal the next one or whatever. That kind of stuff is pretty cool, and I like that because it helps keep the game fresh. Like it doesn't feel like you're just doing the same thing every single time you play.
Also, if you guys haven't already, and you plan on playing retail with us when it launches, go ahead and check out the retail chat
Add to the
channel.
kit
There's a pinned
versatility? Yeah.
message with a spreadsheet where you can sign up. Go ahead when you're ready, Matt.
I don't like it. I'm a whatever druid now. I want to be a chosen spec or druid. I feel that. Like I think the covenants will kind of have that though, right? Like the covenants will kind of.
Thread the needle,
Some of the covenants are. I mean, like all of the covenant abilities are very specific.
You can't teach
Right. So it's like some of them are definitely DPS things. Some of them are definitely survivability tanking type things. So what covenant you pick is going to impact kind of what your priority is. So you'll still be able to play around and do stuff in more casual content, but you are going to have to kind of make a decision.
Well, while I'm dead,
and kind of go for one
I can
thing.
start rolling off some of this NR gear before we get to this next boss. Just a reminder, this does not count as +1 if you win it. Leather bracers.
We got a second pack. Keep those poison cleanses down.
Yeah, I meant to.
Alright, congrats, Luke.
I think this is the last one.
Okay.
Devs are not MMO fans. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm hopeful that Classic is good. I mean that. Sorry, Shadowlands is.
We're done with this.
But we'll have to see. We will have to see. The Covenant, the more I've like looked into the Covenant system, I do like it in general, but it's gonna be real contingent on picking the right Covenant for what you're trying to do. Like if you're always gonna tank,
we're gonna be playing on
you're always
Bleeding
gonna play
Hollow.
a tank druid, then you can. It's pretty easy to pick a Covenant that's very
100%.
focused on that like is optimized for that, and I think it will kind of accomplish that sense of you know, committing to like a role or kind of a play style, a theme, and all that,
Yeah,
and
so
having to stick to it.
Pass heroic.
While still being able to play different specs, just not as
Guild
good
Thirst Overbound
because
as well.
you're prioritizing tanking.
You can do
So I think
communities
what
now,
you're
though.
saying, what you're talking about, Flump, I
Across
think
server.
that the Covenant system should help to accomplish that.
It's only the ones that have been server
And I
merged.
think they will be able to balance it pretty well.
So like
between
they're all technically the same
how
server
they
now,
can
but
kind
they
of
came
like
from different ones.
buff or nerf soulbind abilities and buff or nerf conduits. They have a lot of ways that they can kind of tweak stuff. So I think that they have those systems in place where it'll give you a lot of kind of customization options, as well as options for them to be able to try to balance stuff as much as possible. But we'll see. They could also just completely screw it up because they're Blizz.
Yeah, do it. The retail guild is called Star World.
Chris Florian.
I like it. 100% enjoy their choice. You have a main choice. Yeah, exactly. Like you know, the thing that actually I like the most about the Covenant system is if you guys played Legion at all, the Legion weapon. The thing that I thought was the coolest was the first part of the beginning of the expansion of the Legion weapon, where you had to pick.
Soda.
You couldn't unlock everything at one time. You had to pick. Like, do I want to unlock this survivability trait, or do I want to unlock this DPS trait? Like you had choice, and there was implication because you couldn't have all of it. And the fact that they make it where you can like just unlock everything now makes it like
get these buffs out
like
quick.
you're less committed to like what you're actually picking, you know. I should have mount here to be able to do this. And so the thing I like about the soulbind system is that it's like you're picking A or B. Like you can't have both. You have to pick one. So which one do you like more, and what's your play style you're going to try and play around.
Pop your
And
nature protections if you haven't already.
You're committing and missing out on some things by choice, and you're never going to be able to unlock everything. And like I like that there's that decision, and that
reload my
there's
UI anyway.
implications to what your decision is of stuff that you're going to miss out on at the expense of getting this passive or this ability.
Didn't they make like a
I
Code
enjoy
Red
that a
for
lot
Alliance
in
and Horde,
general,
Code
and
Red,
so
Code Blue?
like the classic talent tree does that very well. You have to really commit, and like you're giving up. Do I want Moonkin form or do I want Nature Swiftness? Like you have to really make these decisions, and there's implications both ways. And I like that because it makes you really have to like hone in and commit to what you're trying to play. And I think the Soulbind system will do that well. I don't have a lot of faith in Blizzard in general because of a lot of the decisions over the last couple years, but I think the foundation of what they've put in has the potential to actually make this expansion pretty cool.
Pretty much an entire cooler's
If
worth.
they don't just completely mess it up. Felt like the old talent points. Exactly. Yeah, the Legion weapons was totally like that, man. I loved that Legion weapon when it first came out. And you could only lock like 2 of the 3 things, and you had to pick what you wanted and like the route you were going to go. Like that was so cool. Like I really liked that. And I thought they did a really good job. The downside to it was like how brutal the Azerite power felt as far as ults and stuff. Oh no. Nice. Take him in. Take him in my tentacle. Take him in the tentacle, Ryan. Take him in the tentacle. Yes. I'm curious how much damage this is going to do over the course of the fight. I think it's a pretty high DPS gain compared to using like Briarwood Reed. Because if it hits like 10 times, it's like 2,000 damage. Refresh Fairy Fire. I don't want to be committed to stuff. It's an awful design. Committing to one means that I'll get declined from M+ groups because I'm trying to raid. I don't disagree with what you're saying, Chris, but I think that situation is a small percentage of the player base in general. It will impact people like you that are trying to push like mythic rating and you know, high level keys and stuff like that, because you can't be the best at everything. But I think the percentage of the player base that's going to negatively impact, all things considered, is relatively small. I think for a lot of people that are playing more casually, it'll be a more enjoyable kind of experience where you're kind of, there's like a little more RPG element to it than there was in BFA, where you could just kind of switch everything around all over the place.
Circle will move up into caster position here in a second.
But we'll see. You could be right. It could suck. I mean, it could be terrible. But after I've like kind of looked through the calculator, it got me kind of excited, and I can see the potential in at least what they're trying to do. Whether they pull it off or not, we'll have to see. Yeah, so our tentacle did 2.3k damage. I think this is a pretty big DPS gain over like Briarwood Reed. How many Starfire casts? We can do the math. So I had 19 Starfire casts. How many crits? 6.
You don't do anything with them.
So
they
it'd
just kind of
be
take up spots in your bag.
12.
So you can just delete them.
I had a miss. So I had 9 hits.
All right, guys, let's stack up tighter.
So 29 times 9.
Austin, move over.
Oh, shit.
There you go. It's on Fuo now. Be in,
Sorry.
be in that spot. Matt, go ahead and pull this. It should be good here in just a second. Cormac, Yelk, move over. Felurian, Rid, move over when you get the chance.
Agreed. I had a lot of fun unlocking
Get in.
hidden artifact appearances. Yeah, I loved that too. That was even still to this day, like going into BFA and going back. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. And going, like, doing the content I need to unlock more artifact weapon appearances is a really, really cool addition to the game. I'm a big fan of that. I've done that on a bunch of different characters since that system came out. I thought that was so cool, the Mage Tower stuff and unlocking that. I remember on my Shaman, I did it literally like 100 times in a row until I beat it.
Right,
like, I literally spent so much time right when it came out. It was such a good level of difficulty where it's like you knew you could beat it, but you had to play really well, and then you get this cool appearance, and everyone's like, "Damn, dude, like, nice, you got the appearance." Like, I love that, man. That was such a cool part of the game when that was all first came out. Because it's not BIS, don't bring it. Yeah, I mean, it will affect people that do high-end Mythic content. It will, but.
Star,
overall, player base wise, that's a very small percentage of people. And I think that the point of what the decision they're trying to make is in the best interest of the majority of players.
Can you cast the group back up just a little bit? I think you guys would still be in War Stomp range.
But we'll see.
Awesome.
Modern WoW isn't an RPG. I feel that, but I think, I mean, they're trying to get back to that, and I think Shadowlands is at least going in that direction. How well it's you know, actually pulled off is still to be determined. But I commend them on like those decisions they're making to make it feel more like an RPG, because that's like the stuff that I enjoy. It's like that's what I like about Classic compared to retail.
Shadow, get in.
Everybody get in.
Chunk Jr., get out.
I turned my Druid into booming and was having the most fun I've ever had in Classic. Then my computer decides not work anymore. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Chungus, get out.
It's better this way.
Dude, my mouse is like tripping out. I don't know if you're just seeing that. It's like I can't get to scroll. Hopefully you get the computer fixed, man. Maybe you just need to upgrade like a CPU or get a new video card or something, maybe. hold on. Let me pay
Everyone out.
attention.
Everyone out. Everyone out.
So I don't die.
Nice job. Pick up
Not
that.
directly onto me, please. I was just trying to run away that whole
What's up,
time.
man? How you doing?
3 mages blink on top of me.
Yeah, overflow damage too big,
Feeling
broke
our
your
plague,
computer. Yeah,
friends.
dude, those Starfire crits will do that.
Ethan, you trying to lose in a duel again?
Yeah.
Let the record show
If
that
they
I
want
think
it
he
to be,
beat
then
me
things
like
need to be far more balanced. I
at
think that
least
they will be able to
50%
balance
after the
stuff.
duel tournament.
I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about it earlier, though, Chris. I think the Soulbind system gives them a lot of levers
Alright,
to be able to.
Yeah, but I
balance
want people to know.
The people don't want.
I don't know that they'll do
Oh.
it well, but
Okay.
it gives them the
By
ability
that logic, I
to,
think I've won Bumble Bash 3 times.
make those
Dude,
changes.
same.
Are you trying to say he can't handle pressure during
We'll
the
see whether
tournament?
they do it or not.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
A different point, but I think the infrastructure is there to be able to have the kind of RPG type feel again. I just don't
Shadow
see how
Grenade.
swappable covenants hurts the casual player.
Shadow Reflect. Frost Reflect.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel exactly what you're
Oh
saying.
god, we
but
should back
the-
up. Maybe.
Well,
You guys kind of close.
I think we're okay.
my tentacle hitting him? It's hitting something.
Yeah, as long as one of those geared into it, we'll be fine.
But it's the same. It's the same
I
kind
thought
of
we were gonna
idea
pull 3 of these
as
one week.
being able to respec in classic, right? Like you can
Just
do
cleave
it.
them
It's something
down.
that you can do. But like at the first phases of classic,
Everyone
people
out,
weren't
out, out,
respecing
out,
all
out.
the time, right?
Oh,
Because
fuck,
the
I
gold
can't
was
move.
all things considered
Use your legs,
pretty,
Jay.
It's been nice
a
knowing
pretty
you.
big cost.
Pick up the ads.
And so like you kind of had to commit and make that decision to like what you were
How
gonna
could
play.
you not move?
He was dazed.
Yeah.
And if you can
days.
just swap it all the time, what ends up happening is
Okay,
it helps people that are trying to min max. But what it does is basically make it
Alright, stack
where
back up, guys.
casual players feel like they need to use that system and understand every level of that system on all the different
Get
variations.
Glar up.
So if you're playing multiple specs, you have to understand how all the different soul binds work with all the different specs, and it's a lot to really sit there and digest. Whereas if you're like, I'm gonna stick to this covenant, I'm not gonna swap, like you're not swapping covenant abilities, all this stuff where you have like, basically it ends up giving you 6 more keybinds just in covenant abilities. You would have to be able to understand and swap in and out, not to mention any kind of passives, any
Alright, go
kind of
ahead and pull it.
variations that you're changing with your conduits. Like
Caster, you might be a little too close. We'll see.
Fire Reflect.
Shadow again.
In,
I mean, it's
in.
cool with having all that variation, but if you let it be easily swappable, it ends up feeling like a system that everyone should know all of them, right? You should know every conduit, every soulbind in every one of the covenants, and that's just a lot of extra stuff on top of 3 or 4 specs potentially as well. And so I understand their kind of their motivation for not allowing that, because if it's allowed, then it feels like it's something that everyone needs to know. Then you're gonna have people like talking shit to other people because they're not the right covenant for this mythic plus, and they're gonna swap to this
Everyone
covenant
out,
for this
out,
mythic
out,
plus.
out.
And I think that overall kind of like min-max mentality overall is kind of toxic for most players. What's up, Riley?
Let's get Florian up.
You're calculating its value versus another spell
Just
trinket. Yeah, I'll
underrated
do it
thing
here in
I
a
hate in
second.
this
We'll
instance,
calculate
the
that. We
trample
had
those little mobs do.
2.3k damage done by Tentacle.
All
I
my
had
casts
9
take, like, twice as long
Starfire
to
hits
finish.
and 6 crits.
I already have enough I hate about this instance.
So I'll
Thanks,
multiply
though.
those in a second.
All right, stack up on the marks.
So I hate with
It's a
the
fair point. I just
Black
don't
Horse
see
candidate.
it panning out.
Fair
Yeah.
part.
Matt, back
And
up
that
to you
very
a little
much
bit
could be
more.
the case,
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
They could totally mess up the system, and it wouldn't surprise me knowing Blizzard. I get their mentality going into it and like why
Alright,
they're
go ahead
doing
and
it.
pull it when you're ready, Matt.
Whether it ends up panning out is a different story,
Someone's got.
That's how I feel as a hardcore player. Yeah. I need a PhD to progress my Shadow Priest, exactly. I mean, it's inevitable, right? If you have all of those things that you can easily swap between, then everyone's expected to know all of it. Because if you can easily change to it, you should know which one's best. Thunderclap.
It's Shadow Frost Reflect.
And while like it is cool having all those options, I don't like the feeling of like needing to know all of that. It also makes it really brutal if you start playing multiple characters.
Abandon out.
Because then you have to understand, like, the Covenant system's a great example because you have conduits, right? Every class has, no matter what the Covenants and all the Covenant abilities are, that's one thing by itself, right? Just knowing which Covenant abilities themselves, soulbind abilities within the Covenant abilities are good, that's one thing. And those aren't changing, right? Except for the one Covenant ability. Everything else is staying, constant. But then you end up having 3 or 4 conduits in each of the trees. So now you have to know which which conduits are best for each spec of multiple classes, and like how powerful is it going to be
whoever
to have
designed the trash in this place is an asshole.
2 potency conduits versus this on this class and this spec. Like, it just, there's so many layers that if you're having to understand all of them, it's just too much shit.
I'm certainly.
If you were only playing one class and one spec, it would be different. And even one class, but both, even still, that's still like a lot. But if you end up having where you're playing alts and stuff like that, having that ever-changing Covenant system would just be
once you
so
burn through your entire stomach
I'm getting
lining,
stressed
then
out
it
just thinking about just
doesn't matter
saying
anymore.
that scenario in my head right now. I started sweating.
We should just rebuff here. Some hour-long cooldown or hour-long buffs are gonna fall off.
Yeah,
I don't care about what I picked up because it's not an RPG. It's what Classic's for. Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping they do a good job going through the gear, as far as how it feels gearing up characters, and the Covenant changes. I think those 2 elements, if they do them well, will be like a kind of a good meet in the middle between like how shitty BFA felt gearing wise, and like character progression wise, versus like how that's such a big part of Classic. If they do those systems well, I feel like it'll be kind of like a happy medium between them, you know? Corruptions was crazy OP RNG. Dude, I hated Corruptions. Hey, do you guys want me to heal on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Throw on this. Throw on our MP5 rings. I'm actually going to throw on the tier 2.5 helm here for some mana. Throw on Cape of Trinity.
Alright.
Tier 2.5
Zan left
chest.
or right. Alright, Zan, you're in group 1. Crow, you're in group 4 now. So you got your shamans.
Should be good. Just a casual 7600 int.
Or do you want me to switch that around? Because we can switch the shaman out too if you need someone else.
No, it's fine. Yeah, Uck left, Obek right.
My classic character I'm attached to, the gear, professions, everything, yeah. Retail, I couldn't begin to name the items I had. I mean, I'm the same way, right? Like, the attachment to this character versus how I play retail are 2 very different things. So, like, I totally feel you. I'm hoping they can get retail more in this kind of like same
ready check here.
Same kind of vein, you know. Where's Sarid? Sarid's over there, so I'm over here. We still have a lot of time on our buffs. Healkin, I know.
Yeah, so if you have not done this with us before, we use no AoE ability here at all.
Take
So
it off your bars.
Yeah, cleaves off your bars, so you don't accidentally click
Can't
it.
name one item I wore on my character for the last
Basically,
3
do not want to aggro
expansions.
any of these scorpions or scarabs.
True,
if we
dude.
do aggro them, you
Big
stop
true.
in place, kill all of them that have been aggroed, and then move on.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
everybody is ready.
That's like a big
Can we
deal
get the
for me as
better
far as
shadow
like what I'm
protection?
looking forward to. That I'm
For
hoping that they
Roar.
change, but we'll see.
Awesome.
We'll see. We'll see. I hope they kind of go more towards that route of having gear
Zen,
upgrades.
Jiraiya, let me know when you guys
be
are ready.
massive
Everyone
and
else
feel
move down into
significant.
position. Remember, guys, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's focus in. Play smart.
I'm ready whenever.
You know, one way they could do it, just kind of thinking out
Jiraiya,
loud,
you
is
good?
they could have it where levels from
Alright.
normal and
Remember,
mythic
guys,
and
let
heroic
'em get the
difficulty
threat. Let 'em pull
aren't
all
the
way
exact
against the
same
wall
item
before
with
you
the
start.
same model, which is a different color. Like make them completely different items, different loot tables, where it's still like a one-handed axe or whatever, but it's not the same name, right?
Ranged move.
Melee move. TP.
I don't think gear ever can because there's only 4 stats. I don't care what
Melee
the item. I
move.
just know it's the haste mastery gloves. Yeah, I feel you. We'll see, man. I think the craftable legendaries is a big deal,
TP.
as far as like a step in the right direction.
Sorry, I was muted.
I got it, buddy.
That'll be good. We'll have
Thank
to
you.
see, man. The look of the gear is out. Like I don't know if you guys are able to see. If you go on the appearances tab, you can actually see what the tier looks like. But the raid tab is not up, so you can't see how the
Range
stats
move?
work, whether there's like set bonuses
Melee
yet or
move.
anything like that.
TP.
Yeah, verse OP. Yeah. Amount of stacks in classic BC Lich King make the items have a lot of character. I do the itemization in like all like the earlier expansions were just amazing. The MMORPG element of the game just
Range
felt so
move?
good. Feels so good in
Yeah, right.
classic. Right? Like getting that gear, just like how hyped you get about getting all those upgrades and stuff.
Hold up.
It's like what got everyone hooked on the game, you know? Like
TP.
raiding with your friends and getting super sick items and everyone being like hyped that you got a super sick item and damn dude, Ryan just got trucked by those shadow bolts. I like the legendary system a lot, like a lot. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be I really am excited with some of the how
Range move.
what's the way to say this? I'm real excited
Melee
with
move.
how unique some of the legendary effects are. Like some of them will
TP?
drastically change playstyles, and I think that that's super cool. Like that's a little more of a risky situation for them because it's tougher to balance. But like Windwalker Monk's a good example. Like there's one of the legendaries you can get that basically you get like a stacking buff and it buffs the crap out of your crackling jade lightning, which is ability you usually like never use.
Melee move.
So you would have that being like this part of your rotation
Watch out,
that's like
DPS
could be like your
back
big
bit.
damage cooldown. And like you're changing your playstyle around for like basically having
Teleport.
these big chain lightning, you know, setups and stuff. Like super sick. Like I'm all about that kind of stuff. Even if it's stuff where it's slightly weaker as a spec overall, but just the fact like if I'm doing low level keys or
There's a scarab on
just
that.
messing around in BGs where I'm not trying to like min max super hard, you can play these kind of cool different play styles.
Range move.
Jesus.
Melee move.
Is it still on you?
I was real hyped on
Uh,
that for
there's a
Windwalker
scorpion on me
Monks. That specifically that crackling jade lightning one, I thought was so cool.
Side are you?
Hit off. Hold up.
Here's another one.
DP.
When I got DFT, I was more hyped than anything, dude. I know. Some of that stuff it's insane, man. It's like the same as like when I got Locomir. Like I literally.
Austin, do you still have your battle res?
Yes.
Okay, when they TP back again, get Dave up.
Okay.
Range move.
Melee move. Hold up. TP.
Go.
But what I was saying is like you're saying like DFT, you were like hyped on DFT. I was the same way with Locomir. I remember I was literally trying to explain to my girlfriend how dope it was that I got Locomir. It was pretty hard, she didn't get it, but like
Careful on executes, guys.
like I basically got like the best weapon for the whole rest of the game.
Hold up.
Oh, I got knocked back. I got knocked back left. We're gonna have some threat issues. Careful, careful, careful. Get to the wall if it's on you. Get to the wall so they do not heal. Okay, it's on Sabbath now. Holy shit, Uck is still alive.
Keep on really close.
Watch
Guar.
threat. Threat.
Guar.
Get in your position.
Watch the threat, guys. TP. Get ready to move, guys. Melee move, range move. TP. Slow and steady and finish her off. Watch your executes.
Unsound, watch out.
Shadow Legendaries are Superboy, but the system's dope. Well, I think what they're gonna
Range
do
move?
though,
Melee
my
move.
guess is like in the long run, what they're gonna do is you're gonna be able to wear 2 legendaries, and the way they're gonna avoid stuff being OP is by having them be the same slot eligibility, so that you can't equip 2 of the same ones that would like super buff one ability. In which case, I think it will be it'll have like a lot of cool customization. I feel like you'll be able to really kind of like almost like design a play style in a lot of situations. There's definitely gonna be some that are gonna perform better and all that, but like I think that with the Covenant abilities, the soul binds,
I
the
definitely
conduits,
thought
like,
I was dead there.
I like how much it feels like I can go in there and kind of start theory crafting and kind of make up a little bit of like an off meta
I don't know why he
kind of setup or
procs his
spec, you know.
knockback there on me. This fight's so fucking finicky sometimes.
Sorry, get this tank builder every time.
Okay, let me make sure we swap our gloves.
Let's try it.
I'm also gonna throw on Firemaw's clutch here. Is everything right? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Farrell's still better though.
Sorry to hear about your car.
Yo, I think I hit a toddler.
What?
But, no, it's some lawn care thing, and then it just like blew out my front bumper left side, and my radiator started leaking.
Yeah, same thing happened to me when I was the radiator a bit. I hit a raccoon.
They need to reduce the eye level jump between tiers. Like imagine killing Cthulhu and then getting sick gloves, and then next patch you get better gloves from doing the world quest.
Are you sure everyone just turned into a fine mist?
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be one way to do it. I think if you kept the eye levels similar,
clear
but just with
scares.
like different types of gear, or maybe you like have half of a set from one raid tier and half from another. Yeah, the how quickly stuff becomes obsolete is definitely a problem as far as like motivation of gearing in one raid tier. Like if you join in and you start playing towards the end of a raid tier, you're like, well, why should I even try and get the
Think
gear
of
from this
some
tier? Because
silent
I'm gonna just be able to do world quests in 2
You
weeks,
probably just
and
teleport to the room.
all
now
this
that
gear
you
is
come
gonna be useless.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
agree. If they're able to accomplish that, would be sick. That's one thing that's really cool about this. It's like think about it, like Neltharian's tier, right? BWO comes out, you literally use that trinket for the entire rest of the game. No matter what content you're doing, it's always BIS for one of your trinket slots. I wish I could kind of get to that point, even if it was with like not everything, but just some stuff, right?
I'm here.
Or like weapons lasted for 2 tiers, like 2 raid tiers.
Help
Like,
summon yourself.
I don't know.
I'm here again.
I don't know that they'll be able to accomplish that, but that's my biggest peeve. Every time I go back to retail, I start playing, and it's like the end of the season. I'm like, shouldn't even PvP because any gear I'm gonna get is gonna be obsolete, you know, in 3 weeks when this next tier comes out or this next season comes out.
Who do you want me on, Ryan?
I'm gonna have you on triangle. Actually, I'm gonna have you on skull, and then you're gonna help Glar after. Glar's gonna be on square. Jiraiya, you take skull. Hungry, you take X. I'll take star.
Are we killing?
There you go.
Yeah, that's a twofer right there. Wait for those ones to go. There's a pack that I marked that you can bring back though.
I use a crafted leatherworking helmet on Feral till tier 6. I know. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but like that kind of shit. I mean, that's like kind of like the most extreme example I can think of. It's like a level 40 helmet that you literally use for like the entire game, the entire like 2
Yeah,
games.
everybody keeps whispering me. We got 7 total Mind Slayers. This is a blessed ID.
Like that's like the most like far end of the spectrum. I don't think everything needs to be like that where you get gear and you literally use it for like 2 years. But I like stuff that carries over between, you know, a few raid tiers. I do, I also am a big fan. One other thing, give Blizzard credit on, is I do really like the amount of baseline abilities that they put back in. Like, so I logged on my Warlock today, and like every spec has Curse of Exhaustion, Curse of Tongues, and Curse of Wreck. And those kinds of like little things, some of them that they did on some of the classes are kind of stupid, right? They're like just like crap abilities that you never actually use. But the fact that they made a lot of that stuff baseline, I think does a really good job of like, they, you know, talked about trying to get to where you feel like you're playing a Warlock, or you feel like you're playing a Druid, and not like you're playing a Destruction Warlock. Like you feel like you have that kind of overall class identity again. And it definitely kind of feels like that. Like if you get really good at playing a Warlock, having all those ability baseline between the specs, the vast majority of kind of your skill set is the same, right? And then you're kind of just changing out a handful of DPS abilities. And I'm excited for that. Whatever I end up actually committing to as my main.
Yep.
Which I'm still, it's like I like go and I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, I have a really good idea. Like this is going to be sick.
Yeah,
this is what I'm gonna play, and then I'm like, I log on to another alt, and I'm like,
have.
actually, this is pretty cool. Actually, these changes are pretty sick. Like, this is gonna be really fun, and so I'm a little like kid in a candy store trying to decide right now. I haven't played Retail Feral, so I don't know. My buddy likes it though. I think Retail Feral is actually pretty cool. The thing that's pretty sick in Retail Feral, and like the little bit that I've looked at it, is the variation in the talents give you a couple ways you can kind of play the spec. Like you can focus on bleeds or you can focus on burst. And I like that there's kind of 2 ways that you can change your talents around and stuff and kind of play. And it kind of, that all goes into the your conduits and your covenant you pick and all that as well. Like you can focus on a more like bleed heavy type build. Like there's a cool one of the cool covenant abilities, I think it's in the vampire, what's it called, what's the vampire one called, the vampire ones, but the bottom one is like, if you successfully interrupt the target, it adds a 30-second bleed to the target.
Grab that pack now.
Like that's pretty sick. Like if you're playing a class with heavy bleeds and you do that, like have some stuff like that, it's kind of like you have this additional bleed that you're getting maybe from like a covenant ability or from one of the soulbind abilities.
Jiraiya after
and then you're talenting all of like this bleed focus build, and you're stacking mastery to really buff all your bleeds. Like all that kind of stuff's pretty sick. Could be pretty fun. We'll see. Also, they need more garbage items so that the good items to be good. Yeah, that's a good point. Rivsy, do you decide what you're going to be playing in retail?
Spells.
Ollie on Sabbath. Triangles loose.
I know you said you thought what you're going to play, but I don't know if you actually decided. The curses are really cool in RBGs and Mythic Plus. You can do awesome stuff with them. Yeah, dude, that got me like low-key just seeing that, because I didn't know that before, because I haven't looked up anything on Warlock, and I saw that. I'm like, this could be actually kind of a fun class to play. Like, do you have that, and then your Demonic Circle is baseline, which is another pretty sick thing.
Get away from the Mind Slayer.
Like, I don't know. I could see it being just a pretty fun spec to be, or fun class to play in Shadowlands. I'm definitely leaning towards that as of right now. Just because one of the 3 specs will always be strong in whatever content I'm doing. So it gives me at least that flexibility. If I know we have tanks and healers, and I don't have to worry about that we have enough tanks and healers, and I don't really need to play a hybrid class, I think it would be kind of cool to play like a straight DPS class with multiple DPS specs that I haven't played before. I think would make Shadowlands feel pretty fun.
Alright, let's get on sound up.
Demonology Warlock, and I'd go Orc. Race change to Orc for that pet damage and Blood Fury. The stun resistance for PvP. I don't know, man. Sounds pretty fun to me. Dude, that Wrath was so cool. The Demonic Circle, dude, it's like that, and the curses being baseline. I'm telling you, it's gonna it makes. Those are very, very, very good changes that they did, because it gives you like this nuance to really learning your class, and it's stuff that you would have across any of the specs that you play.
Thank you for getting us a good idea, Loopy.
So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
Very much appreciated.
Excuse me. Alright, here they come.
I played Boomy Warlock in Classic, and I'm gonna do Boomy Warlock in Shadowlands. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is I think I'll end up having a couple characters. Try Warlock, you'll probably like it. I agree. Warlock's always strong too. Like there's always times where like Affliction's just insane, or Destro's insane, or Demo's insane. Like there's just times where they're all so good. I think playing like a pretty tanky there's a bunch of cool conduits and stuff that revolve around drain life, and so playing a kind of like tanky Demonology Warlock for PvP sounds like it'd be pretty fun.
Holy Sabbath.
It'll suck if people like the thing that sucks right now when I do PvP is I did arena, and literally every arena game lasted like 4 seconds because someone would just instantly die in the first 4 seconds of the game. So it was like literally you had like the chance to maybe cast like 3 or 4 globals, and you hope that you pick the right 3 or 4 globals. And that obviously kind of sucks. So like hopefully if it seems like people's health pools are going to be a little bit higher, and the damage isn't going to go up as crazy high. So it should be a little more like the damage should be a little more, you know, smoothed out. But if it's so bursty like that, I feel like playing a Warlock would not be fun in PvP, because I could see just, you know, having a rogue just jump me and like insta kill me. Like, damn it. Troll Warlock, dude. My Warlock right now is a troll, but the thing is if I'm gonna PvP,
a couple weeks at least,
then I feel like Orc is better, and if I'm gonna play Demo,
I thought we got one our first week back.
Then I think
break, but someone said
Orc is better.
It was before break.
Because the Orc ratio is always good, and the pet damage is not anything to scoff at when you're talking about how much damage as a Demo Warlock your pets do. And the stun resist thing is just really strong in PvP, and Orcs look pretty cool. I don't really like the way the trolls, the Hunchback of the Troll. My first character ever was a troll, but I've gotten kind of burnt out on the troll aesthetic from like, I don't mind what they look like if I see them like this. I don't like playing it though where I'm like looking at a Hunchback the whole time. You know what I mean? Like when I'm looking at the back of the character model, I'm just kind of like, Zandalari? He's not Zandalari, he's just normal. I have Zerking. Orcs are stupid Zugzugs.
Yeah, let's clear scarabs on both sides.
I have to look, because I haven't even like thought about playing Warlock, so I haven't even really looked at like what classes can be what now, and like the allied races and stuff. Like I'm gonna kind of look, but I just feel like Orc is. If I'm thinking I am liking Demonology, I feel like Orc is just the call, especially if I'm going to PvP, because hardiness is such a good passive for PvP, and the pet damage I think is just kind of unmatched because of literally how much of your damage is actual pet damage as demonology. I feel like it would just be such an insane DPS. I mean, 1% is a lot. Like, if 95% of your damage is coming from your pets, I don't know if it's that much, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. I've changed a couple of my characters to Zandalar, Zandalar trolls, and I'm just not a big fan of the. I'm not a big fan of the.
Let's go ahead and pull this.
Like the picking the passive. All of those passives kind of just feel kind of inconsequential. Whereas like at least like a normal troll you have berserking, or the orc you have blood fury or whatever, right? Like those are like, it kind of just feels better to me than having some random passive that you pick. I mean, it's cool being able to swap it back and forth, but if you're playing something like a warlock and you're really trying to just get something that's like a DPS, you know, DPS racial, and you just have like a passive that occasionally like you do 1,000 more damage.
We love rank with our list.
I don't know. The regenerating talent's pretty cool, or ability's cool, like that massive heal, and that might be super strong on a warlock. I mean, especially I feel like demo warlocks like tend to have pretty big health pools. They're pretty beefy, so it might be pretty good. My priest will never not be a troll. Is your priest a normal troll or a Zandalari troll? My warlock right now is a normal troll because berserking is just really good.
Thank you.
And like I made him originally when I was like playing Destro, and I was thinking like I could get berserking and basically have like these rapid fire chaos bolts with berserking.
Get mind control, and half the raid gets a thunder fury debuff on it.
Sorry. Hunter Zandalari is pretty cool. I also really like Taurens. I'm a big big fan of the High Mountain Tauren. Is like my favorite race. The Antlers I like. I get a lot of people don't like them, but I actually really like the High Mountain Charge. It's my favorite racial, I think, in like the whole game.
Yep.
It's cool because it's like a fixed distance and it's a knockdown. It has this like whole additional element that you can like play off of, and I feel like is really like underplayed. But the High Mountain Tauren is just sick, and I think Tauren pretty much always look cool in the gear. Like the helms are kind of hit or miss, but all the other gear like is just real big and beefy, and like it's just always kind of cool looking.
All right, looks like we're good.
You can get the
here.
lifesteal passive though. I mean, you can get the passes are cool, but just in general, like the passive abilities are just like they're not that exciting.
Go ahead and pull this back.
Whereas I feel like if you're an orc and you pop blood fury, like that's sick, or you're a troll and you pop berserking, like you kind of like feel like you're activating this kind of like power spike of your character because of the race that you picked. Where like when I'm playing my High Mountain, it's like you get really high. Like I play my Hunter's a High Mountain Tauren, and so like I would be able to basically aim shot, shoot, and then I could like charge and then drop a trap on my like charge knockdown, and like people didn't know, like people weren't like expecting that or ready to. Oh no! Oh, I got really scared right there. Or like ready to play against that because no one plays High Mountain, and like no one ever really talks about like those setups. And it was like it was really cool. Like I was playing survival at one point. You have like a root, and then I could like High Mountain charge over here to the healer and then trap him and like have a guaranteed trap and not have to waste like my pet stun or whatever. Like I could pet stun the target, High Mountain charge the healer, and then trap off of my, you know, High Mountain charge. And certain things like that were really cool. The High Mountain racials are my favorite. If you could be a High Mountain Warlock, I'd probably be a High Mountain Warlock. You'd look weird, but it'd be sick. My Warlock's a normal troll because of Berserking Chaos Bolts, yeah. I mean, it's insane, dude. Berserking in general is
Yeah,
good,
it's
and
not
honestly, Berserking Troll
DK is,
for
finds a
Demo
way.
might actually be good because Demo has a lot of cast times
Normally you have to scroll
in
down
general.
and full mouse
So having like that bloodlust feel in like your 10, 15 second
the
burst
clutch key
window
drop.
is pretty huge.
Oh, we would have heard it if it was actually him up top.
Pretty huge, pretty huge. But I don't know, man. I feel like the pet damage and just from like a thematic perspective, having an orc Demo Warlock would be sicker. Bear Druid feels cool. I think you can do the I didn't play when I played my Druid, I was Zandalari, so I actually never tried it as High Mountain. Can you do the racial charge in like forms? Like can you be in cat form and then High Mountain charge? That's actually pretty sick if you can do that.
All right, guys, let's make sure we back
Pick
up
race
a little bit
100%
here.
for
I don't wanna
aesthetics.
tank 'em all
Yeah,
the way up
I
here.
feel that.
Matt, you can
I think
grab them once you get the
I
chance,
agree with
or
that.
you
I
wanna
also
go
think
further
High
down and
Mountain
go
is
back
the
where
best
Savages
looking. If
are
it like
moving.
at least for the stuff that I play, like when I'm playing Hunter,
just like
I think they look insane. Like I think Tauren Hunters look just way cooler than the other
Guys,
races
back
to
up.
me.
Everyone come back down. Back down. I don't want people getting feared into the other stuff.
It's really good too for Felguard. He scales so well with haste. You're convincing me to not change.
Hungry.
Do pets scale with the orc racial?
Sabbath.
I think, I mean, all of your pets and stuff are going to scale, assuming that they work the same way like hunter pets do, is that basically like the more agility you have, the more damage your pets do, the more haste and crit you have, your pets gain, if it's not 100%, it's some kind of ratio based off what you have. So the short answer is yes, that they scale with, they scale with your stats.
Stop trying to murder me, please.
I haven't looked for Warlock, so I actually don't know. I don't know if, Chris, I don't know if you know for sure, like, what the answer is for
Holy
that,
Sabbath, triangles loose.
if they both
Careful
scale,
with
like,
tubulars,
intellect
dead
scales
guys.
straight with damage and haste scales straight with, like, I mean, I can see the haste being super strong. I mean, dude, the haste is so strong on any caster. I mean, there's not a caster that haste isn't insane
Holy
on.
Sabbath.
Especially, honestly, in PvP, because being able to get off, like, the thing that I really like about the haste racials over like intellect increase is that if say you have a period of time and you need to like fear or CC, your benefit, the haste is also impacting the CC, whereas the intellect is only going to impact like your straight DPS. But I don't know, man. Hardiness. I have like no more mana. The Void Elves are crazy as a Warlock because you have 3 different mobility skills.
Res the dead.
The racial teleport is fun in PvP. I actually don't have Void Elf unlocked. But you could also imagine if you went Void Elf and then you went Venthyr. And then you have like the Blood Venthyr teleport. You have Void Elf teleport. You have Demonic Circle. And you have Gateway. Oh my god, dude. That would be, it's kind of overwhelming to even think about trying to manage that much mobility though. That would be like too much shit going on. I do not. I only play Shadow Priest. Orc is good for PvP due to the CC resistances. Now that Trinket's back, an actual Trinket slot, it's a toss-up. Yeah. Having no PvP trinkets is pretty miserable. Like literally just sit there and just every stun, I'm just like, oh.
Alright. Alright, let's get ready to pull these back. Remember, we're pulling these down a little further too. Skull and X are pulling even further down. Mana drain them. I'll have Star up further up top.
Last AQ40 stream ever? Yeah, probably, because we have next week is Thanksgiving for us in the States, and the week after that, Nax comes out. So, we're not done streaming, but this is, I think, the last time we'll be as a guild in AQ.
Okay, looking good.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong, and we might stream AQ again if they decide to like push Nax back, which could happen. That wouldn't completely surprise me. But based on the release dates they've told us so far, America Holidays, exactly. I'm pretty excited to have a short week next week. Flump, do you guys is anything happen when it's Thanksgiving here? Like, is there any kind of like equivalent holiday that you guys have? Did my music stop? Nope, just a quiet part.
All right, Matt, go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna take Star across the room to the right.
Dude, the mana drain from these guys is so brutal. Don't mana drain. Silence forever. UK doesn't celebrate anything. Do you want to do the cool mage strategy again on Oro? Yeah, OP Shirley. No, I'll save my Enervate for you this time.
I mean, it's gonna be whichever make gig
No,
night.
it's got to be you.
You did such a good job. It has to be you.
Back up just a little.
Yeah, go ahead and grab them. All right, spread these out, guys, to all the different corners. Keep them separate.
Cool mage strategy. Yeah, so you can basically. I didn't get full mana. Shit, dude. It's doing a thing where it's not registering my alt key again.
We do have 2 Mind Slayers, so
on
once
Oro,
Skull and X
you can
go down,
basically
help
have
with threat on Star and Triangle.
whichever fire mage
Polysabbath.
gets
Triangle is loose.
their ignite, like their ignite tick or the ignite aggro,
Trinket.
is basically going to end up getting the what's called Mind Blast or Sand Blast or whatever. So what you do is when it starts casting at you and you're a mage, you're the top mage, you have ignite ticking, you have a ton of threat, the warriors have all gotten their threat wiped, you blink out of range and the Sandblast doesn't hit you and it doesn't reset your threat. Then you run back in and you still have the top threat.
Polysabbath. Triangle is loose.
And then when you get targeted
Thank you,
again, you
Quan.
run
Quan's
out.
got
So
it.
that way, and that you have them like standing off to the side. So you mitigate all that damage that everyone's taking from Sandblast, from the big cone, trying to wipe the whole raid's threat. But it's all basically on one mage. Like one mage, whoever it is that has threat has to be able to dip out of range. We do it with a paladin. What do you mean you do it? How do you do that with a paladin?
Let's res the dead here.
Raiding with a paladin would be really sick though. Having 30 extra MP5. Paladins are BIS for twin amps.
This was a really good ID.
I should go in the lock group and fight for threat.
Hell yeah, it was.
You guys are welcome.
Thanks, Zoomers.
Spams Blessing of Kings on a warrior out of range. What?
Ew.
Except when it
Are
comes
you
to
being
dual
serious or are you
tournaments and fighting
joking?
warriors, then
Yeah.
Blessing of Kings does just like a stupid amount of threat or something?
we gotta wait for them to pat back down.
He's serious?
Use the whole room
Jesus,
again,
dude.
guys. Pull them all the way through.
That's how lines do aura. Dude. What?
Oh, but we got armaments. So this is a better idea than we've ever had. We've had one
that
before.
alone might have made the raid.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 40 people. Who showed up?
Okay, we're ready.
Yep. Paladins have bis threat. That's pretty insane that that works like that.
Wires down. We need a second tank on this one.
Okay.
Dude, it's crazy with this setup. If I had tier, I'd be at 13% hit. I feel like that would feel amazing.
Alright, let's get those reses out quick.
Oh, ha ha, Flomp, ha ha. Yeah, Plasma just got his tier too. Literally everyone, someone else.
Alright.
I'll DE mine for you, yeah.
Let's go ahead and pull these.
Someone
I'm gonna
else
pull Star
that
to the
used to
right.
play on my server that like transferred off. Battle Tag messaged me today like, hey yo, guess what? I got tier. I'm like, dude, this is so annoying. Literally everyone's got tier. Plasma messaged me the same day this other guy messages me. I'm like, dude, come on. Where's mine? Where's my tier? It's Boomy, just top caster
He's got a
DPS. It's
AoE
whatever.
silence.
It's no big deal.
Just a heads up.
Shit. It's fine. Or a
Alright.
tank.
Pop your nature protections right now. We are missing some buffs. Let's get these out as well.
Oh, Trin's here. That's one that we were missing. What was that?
I know a lot of people's world buffs are running low, so let's get these buffs out real quick and get some mana. Get ready to pull.
Should we go over the mage thing for the mages?
Yeah, so
I'm gonna have to
if you guys
downrank
look,
most
there's
of
that
this.
brick wall in the back. That's where the tanks, when they have aggro,
So I
are
have
going
to
to be
save
in
my,
that position.
innervate.
The rest of the raid is going to be kind of to the basically towards the direction of this hole where we are at. Mages, you're going to be on the far left side of the room. You're going to try to do as much damage as possible. the top mage that has threat is going to take the Sandblast cast. And it's going to basically just be cast on them, and they're going to turn around and blink out of range, then come back in and keep casting. Try to keep that threat up.
Do you want to mark me Sabbath?
Yep. You're a shining star. Don't let me down.
May just come the star.
Alright, let's move into position, guys. Everyone in? Alright, pulling here in 3, 2,
Ready to go to the
1.
mages.
Alright, I am going to take the first one for sure. Sweep, then Sandblast.
Looks like you're right on Quan.
Quan, heals on Quan, heals on Quan. Nice, good heals. Keep him up.
Looks like Shirley now. Is gonna, yeah.
Hungry, took it.
Sweep on Hungry.
Because I'm hungry.
Sandblast on Hungry. Okay, next
Unsound.
one should be Shirley now.
Glar.
Heals on Jiraiya.
Okay.
Then Unsound, Unsound. Back on Jiraiya.
I'm just downranking here because I want to try and. I think I need to save my Innervate for the mage. Or until last phase at least. So I'm just going to rank 1 here.
It's on Glar, heals on Glar. It's on Sabbath.
Alright. Next blast is going on the mages.
Yeah, mages go blink away. Or
Loophole.
Nice.
Focus in, guys. We got a lot of people down.
Alright, everyone that's not a mage, make sure you're a little rightwards so you're not getting hit by the blasts anymore.
mages that aren't Chow, you can move to the right. Chow still there and keep blasting.
Sandblast on Chow.
Move right, guys. Don't get hit by these blasts.
Just fine on mana.
Pop your nature again if you can.
Be near or past skull.
Pop nature.
No, we're just up there right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the next blast. Doesn't look like he's gonna cast one though. Which should be right here.
Well,
it's on Quan. It's gonna hit the raid.
Oh,
Finish him off.
I still have threat.
Finish.
Just finish him off. All right, let's take down these ads.
oh, dude, we still.
They spawn. We got Jam Gabar.
Did the ignite run out or something?
Did what?
We didn't get a real solid one like we did last time.
Yeah, I crit my first Scorch, but I was casting ahead of everyone else.
Innervated heal for there to try and make sure we don't die. Frenzied regen. Why are these things on me? Get the hell up! What the hell?
Green.
Dude.
All right, let's get these reses out.
Jam Gabar? Creature type by 65 and additional 65 every 2 seconds. So that gets up to like 700 attack power at the end. Ninja cat DPS. Probably super OP, dude, if I was running like a Hand of Rag Moonkin build. I don't even need to go cat form, you know? Just melee the shit out of everything. Rogue's gonna hit like 6k ambush with that thing? Jesus Christ. You know how mad I'd be if I got ambushed for 6k by a rogue?
Alright. Once you guys are up, you can pre-pop your nature and shadow.
Oh yeah. I don't have any more shadow ones. Tendy is better than Jom? What's Tendy? Tendy.
Alright, let's heal everybody up, get some mana, get ready for this pull.
The tentacle is better for cat DPS? You're lying. Is it actually? Oh yeah, we're gonna do the math on the trinket. Okay, so it's 58. Okay, so 29 times 9, 261. 58 times 6 plus 261. That's 609 damage I would have got from using. Dude, that's insane. 609 damage I would have gotten on that fight from using Briarwood.
Oh, these crappy shoulders
and
off quick.
The tentacle did 2.3k damage. It's literally just under 4 times as much actual damage from the trinket. Tentacle? I think I... Fuck that, dude. I'm gonna use this shit every time now.
Alright guys, let's go ahead and pull this. I'm gonna pull a star to the right side.
Tentacle is good for short fights?
I can just face pull it.
The time you lose to get into melee range? Yeah, but sometimes you're kind of close anyway. And, I mean, it's literally a free Starfire crit in damage. So as long as it's not taking you more than about 3 seconds, I don't think it's a DPS loss at all. You know?
Fighting.
But ideally you're casting it in a situation where you're not losing like time you would be casting. Like usually you're casting it in a movement situation or whatever. Like think about Cthulhu. You have a good amount of time to know before he goes in like his vulnerability phase, right? So you can like prep like right now. I have no mana and I'm silenced. Bitch. Why is it not letting me do it? You can't cast a trigger when you're silenced? This bullshit. Teddy has 3k. If it doesn't get dodged or parried, yeah, that's a ton. But like on Cthulhu, for example, you can use it in a vulnerability phase. You can use it in the first phase, then you could use it in vulnerability phase. I think the 3-minute trinket will be up again.
The other key, but
Yeah, I'm back at the Aura room grabbing that one.
okay.
I do have exactly 1 key left.
So up to 1080 during the transition. I haven't gotten a single time where I've been able to drink during that transition. Feels bad, man. We're about to lose our Ani right before we get to Cthulhu. It's okay.
We should have our World Star gambling team put together some odds for Nax progression. I want to see what the
bingo card for next progression.
I want to see what the over under is on Thaddeus wipes. While we learn
Don't run across, guys. Only run across the back wall.
I've never stepped foot in Nax, dude. I honestly have no idea.
Thaddeus is this fight where it gives you this debuff where you're either positively or negatively charged, and so everyone that's negatively charged and everyone that's positively charged needs to stack in different groups, and if one person's out of it, it just kills everyone.
I remember that.
We can do that easy. We're gonna fuck it up like twice.
Is that what you
Do I
put
hear an over under?
2.5, the over under.
Wait, is Nikus gonna be in the raid?
No, but Nikki is will.
Yeah, go ahead and log real quick, guys, to save buffs. We're just fixing up groups real quick. If you do have to pass the other side of the room, make sure you do it against the back wall. Nobody walk near this open entrance.
We got a beer. See this? Cali Cream In. The best San Diego beer. In celebration of our last AQ40. Potentially even for all of Classic. We don't know if we'll come back here, man. We might just stick to Nax once Nax comes out. What's up, Blue? How you doing, man? Could you dump it in the tentacle room and bail? I'm sure. Just leave it on one of the tentacles. Tentacle versus tentacle. Who's gonna win? Actually, that might be kind of OP. You just can't control it. They're like, wait, don't kill the tentacle. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. What's up, Kev? Not coming back to AQ40? I mean, once Nax is out, we're going to be basically raiding Nax both days. You know what I mean? We'll basically like start, okay, we're going to start on this wing, and then we'll go to this wing once we finish that. See how long that takes. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But I feel like Nax is going to, I feel like some of those fights are going to take a little while. And then even when it's on farm, it's so much content, I could see potentially, you know, taking us a couple nights of just to clear it even when it's on farm, you know? You got your frost resist gear? I have some. I also have a bunch of, which character is it on? I have a bunch of elemental water and essence of water, which is for the crafted stuff. So I'm kind of ready for some of that stuff crafted wise, but we also have this burrow, or sorry, petrified scarab. This is a pretty strong resistance trinket that I intend on probably using for a lot of this. Then we also have things like the frost reflector, and then the other, it might be in my bank. There's another trinket that is a resist trinket. Let me find it. And I tested it, and it does actually stack with Petrified Scarab, this Prism Charm. So between these two, basically I have a bonus 120 resist.
spreadsheet?
at the start. This obviously, you
No,
know,
not
is going to
rate
go
sheet. There's
down
just
with
like a prio.
incoming damage,
I mean,
but
there's technically a spreadsheet, but it's just like which classes have
those will help me a lot with kind of bridging the
like,
gap on my
"Fuck,
resistances.
man,"
you know what I
'cause
mean?
think
If
I'm
we
the
just
only
get a few
two-handed
pieces, a
Fury
few strong
warrior.
resistance pieces, I should be sitting in an okay spot. I have a couple shitty like green pieces that are like frost resist stuff, like these. So, we'll see. We got some stuff though. That might be one of the hard ones for us, you know? Saffron might be tough, but... most fights will be easy. Only the big boys are hurts. Yeah, I just really want to do Grobulus because that's the one that drops End of Dreams. That's like really the only thing. Only thing I'm really wanting to get.
Well, your name's not Dave, right?
This other stuff is good, but the main thing is like this weapon
Dave's not here, man.
is like the last piece of the puzzle for really me accomplishing my kind of like PvE
Yeah,
build.
obliteration will take the hand.
I mean, sorry, my PvP build. I got End of Dreams on PTR. Yeah, right. What's the DPS difference for you using End of Dreams
Shit, there's a fight in the football
versus
Oh, this is a nightmare, boys. Oh.
using End of Dreams versus using
guys, why don't you
Pummelers?
guys take like a 3-minute break real quick, run to the bathroom, do what you gotta do while we figure out groups. Alec, you need a hand. I can play another channel, we can talk
Yeah,
about
can we jump to Officer real quick?
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out groups for Cthulhu.
DWL on Sunday?
No.
It's worse than the AQ mace. End of Dreams is minus 15 DPS. That's not that much.
I was just wondering for a friend.
End of Dreams. Brimstone stats better. But yeah, but End of Dreams has the attack power which I want for my PvP setup. End of Dreams, so if you're using End of Dreams instead of Pummelers, it's only 15 DPS difference. I would literally use End of Dreams all the time. I wouldn't farm Pummelers if it's only 15 DPS difference. What about Altiash? Yeah, who's gonna get Altiash? Chris, you guys gonna get Altiash? Here, let's look at retail. Let's see, we'll show you guys what we're working with going into Shadowlands here. So this is the Warlock so far. Are you actually gonna get Atiash? Is that true or are you joking? Then we got the Hunter, got the Monk, Senior Plump. This is kind of a cool transmog. You look like a real beefy boxer. Like you don't want to try and have a punch off with this guy. Out punch you. We have the Druid, my Hunter, my Demon Hunter. But I thought originally like I really liked the Demon Hunter tanking, and I like the changes they made to Demon Hunter tanking. But Havoc is so crap, and I don't enjoy Havoc. So Senior Flump, dude, it's pretty close. Could have just been a mistype, you know. Atiash is minus 50 DPS from Pummelers. Then we have the DK, which I'm not really interested in playing the DK. We have Fury Warrior, which I'm not really interested in playing either. I also have a Rogue. Where's my Rogue? How cool is this transmog, huh? Double Thunder Fury. Druid tier 2 recolor. Quick Mike Yaza, what is that? Is that some gonna take me to some weird website? Oh, it's just like a little picture thing. Yeah. You have 10 pummelers in that bag with End of Dreams. True Druid. Outlaw Rogue is cool. Yeah, I actually did really enjoy playing Outlaw Rogue. Outlaw Rogue is a lot of fun. If I had like any interest in the other Rogue specs, then Outlaw would be a higher up on my list of like potential mains, because I think Outlaw is really cool. Like, I like the mobility of Outlaw with like grappling hook and stuff, and I like just the overall feel of Outlaw is cool. The one downside, which Demo kind of has a similar situation, is that you have like a big ramp up time. Like, you have 3 or 4 things that you really want to try and activate first. Why is it doing that weird thing? Why is it sorting them weirdly like that? You have 3 or 4 things that you have to like activate first to kind of get like ramped up, which kind of feels bad, but Demo's the same thing, but Demo also just feels cool because you literally just have this herd of little demons around you. Hey, Chris, you see my cool mount?
Okay, everybody can log back in. There's only a few offline. But we posted the image in the Guild General chat of Discord. Please go and see where you will be standing.
See that?
If you don't see your name, just say something. And if you've never done this fight, also say something.
Alright, we're in the same spot as we were before.
I believe this is Yelk's first fight at non-Cthulhu.
Yeah, if you have not done this
I
fight
got
before,
that for
basically
you,
what's going to happen is we're going to spread out
Dude,
as much
getting
as
that
we
mount
can.
is one of the most funny
once we
WoW
run in.
stories of my
I guess with the
entire
initial
WoW
poll,
career.
I'm going to run in alone. Nobody is going to follow me because there is a big chain lightning attack that's going to hit, and if it hits everyone running in, we will all die. Once we get
griefing's
inside,
been picking
we're gonna
up all
spread out
over?
to our positions.
Like griefing in
that
WoW?
are in
Oh,
the
fuck.
picture. The picture has the hallway down at the bottom. That's where we are standing right now, and the pink thing at the top. That's the gong area. Once you get into your position, you're going to stay there. Just make sure you are at least 10 yards apart from people. Melee are stacking 2 at a time if there's 2 to your group. But other than that, everyone just make sure you are spread out so we don't get that chain lightning. When he does his glare, he's going to do a giant laser beam. You're going to basically spin around him 180 degrees, so the total opposite side of him.
I didn't know you could port to the final chamber
so
before
just mirror
killing.
it,
I guess that
flip it
makes
to the other
sense.
side of the room. And make sure you don't get too close to the beam because there are little tentacles that pop out and knock you back and can knock you into it. It does instant kill you. So don't get hit by that. Once we kill him during the
See your
first
post
phase,
above?
we're
If
all
you
gonna group
posted
up
a
on the
link,
far
it
side
blocked
with the
it because I
gongs.
can't see it. I
And
just
that's
see
to
you
get the
saying
big
that
tentacles
griefing's
to
picking
spawn
up.
up there. When the big tentacles spawn, they're going to be picked up by tanks. The ones that are the big eye ones need to be interrupted. Please call out your interrupts because we need to get those going at all times. That's another chain lightning. If you get dragged down below, make sure you kill the tentacles as much as you can. You'll have a stacking, I believe it's a poison or nature debuff or something like that. Don't stay in there too long where you will die, but do enough damage when you can. If they are very low, wait for us to call out for it to get killed, because once both die, it'll enter us into a phase where we can attack the boss or use like damage roll. And that's where we burn him. So we basically just
that
push
came
it
through.
to burn and we kill the guy. We might need to do 2
How's
phases,
PvP
maybe
grieving on your
3
server in the past 2 weeks has been
before we
hell?
die. But I
D on
trust you guys.
Transcendence.
We won't die. We'll make it smooth.
He's been blocking
Just
DMF.
additional clarification might have already been said. but when
DMF's
you're in
also
the
been
stomach,
hard for
do
us.
not kill a single tentacle. They have to die together.
They also
Alright. We are missing some spirit buffs. Let's get those out real quick. And then I'm going to do a ready check as well.
there's also
Are there
on
any
our
questions about
server
positioning or the fight at
Horde
all? Please
griefed
ask
a
them
bunch of
now.
Alliance players like months ago, and then
can wipe all of
the
us.
Alliance
Please do not
Guild
do that.
quit, and so now all the Alliance like grief the Horde players. So I don't know how much of that is like specific to our server versus like there was an uptick in like griefing and people being a pain in the ass when that happened. But I think that's more of the reason, more so than like anything else, more than people getting bored.
Is everybody ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Yo, I'm not sure if I can see the chat that the chart is in. This is Mugo.
Oh yeah, you might not be able to.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's in the Guild General. Should be the newest post.
All right, thank you very much.
Yep.
Trying to get war chiefs on as Alliance on Herod. Yeah, that I mean, you saw that whole video, right? Where like Bipolar was just griefing the Alliance Guild.
Just to make sure.
Can you be anywhere if you're Alliance? Can you be anywhere in the Barrens, or you have to be in Crossroads?
All right, everybody's ready. Do not run in with me. Wait till I call it out. Okay, come now.
Wow. Never stayed mounted for that long. Okay, watch. We're gonna tentacle. I'm gonna drop the tentacle right on these guys. So hopefully, if it chain lightnings or whatever, it's right on
Get a
them.
little closer to me. There we go. Whoever's to your left, can't see from now. Is that
Flar,
Humphrey?
you guys can move over if you want.
Flar, you guys can move a little to the right. I don't wanna.
I'm gonna go ham here, and then I'm gonna innervate on the first run across.
Dark glare.
I dodge it.
Oh, dude, I'm getting mind flayed from across the thing.
It's going clockwise for those of you who are wondering.
Thank you, Clockman.
Definitely almost ran into it.
Which way does the clock turn?
Wisely.
Clockwise.
This is 2020. I haven't seen an analog clock.
Eyes in 3. Ready,
I
man?
think it's cute how some people really ever expect to get to Naxos Road Bus. Yeah, I know. I have an alt designed to watch Bipolar. Get out of bounds in Ogremar. I was wondering if you could like go to like some hidden spot in like Barrens in general and get it, but you have to be like in Crossroads.
Alright, once he dies, we're gonna move to the far side of the room from where we entered with the gongs. Alright, everyone up there?
Hopefully,
So we can get the big
hopefully we
tentacle
can
spawn up
drink.
top. Once it spawns, move back to your position.
Not getting, I'm not out of combat at all though. Literally couldn't drink that whole time. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
And that's back to your original position.
Yeah, original positions, guys. There we go. Thank you for that clarification.
Big guy coming.
Eyes now.
Big
Ah!
Got first kick, got first kick.
I can get second.
Nice. Need a kick after CS.
I can get third.
Starfire stun. Starfire stun. Back to back. Woo! Moonkin stun lock, dude. OP.
Eyes in 5. Eyes now. Big claw.
What percent of the tentacles down below? Big claw in the back by the back stairs.
86, 10 to 40.
Okay. Make sure don't kill the one first. Kill them at the same time. If you're leaving down below, call out what percent there when you're leaving.
We can
Eyes
see
in
it.
5.
21 and 50.
Eyes in 3. Eyes now.
I need someone to kill the
Back by the stairs. Back by the stairs.
I got next pick.
I got pulled down. I can't grab it.
You got next. Got it.
Tell, be on the one on the left. Let's push it. Let's push it. Damage it now.
Kill tentacles.
If you're down below, finish it off.
Rank it.
Oh my god. It's out of range. Oh no, is it out of range? Dude, it's out of range. What? It's right there. Dude.
Hey, your eyesight checked, bud.
BS.
3 more seconds. Go, go, go.
Wow, double resist.
Collapse. Yeah, back to the dongs in the back. Claws in right now.
Dragon Claw.
It's kind of towards the entrance.
Hungry has it.
Get up. Just got it. Nice. Heals on Hungry. Oh, it's hitting Glar. Heal Glar.
World buffs are probably the worst thing that came out of the no changes movement. Yeah, I feel you. The world changes are kind of, I mean, the world buffs are
Ready to go back to original
added
spots.
kind of like an element that that was kind of brutal. I would have enjoyed
Both
playing with everyone with no world buffs. Like if they just were disabled in
The guys
in raids.
Call out interrupts.
I can kick. Still waiting. I'm ready. Damn it.
They're both at about 85 down below. You get pulled down there, just blow them up.
Realize.
One on the right said like
Big Claude. It's on Abandon right now.
Oh, it's on the far side.
He's got it. Heals on Dry Up.
Innervate's up in 30.
Make sure if you're down below, you're watching your stacks so you don't die to them.
Eyes in 5 with the big eye. Big eyes towards the entrance.
I ain't gonna be able to run over there. The mana pot here. Oh.
Bye, coach.
Eyes in 5.
20 and 20.
Both at 20 down.
Eyes now.
Giant Claw west side.
I'm in the stomach. Do you want to kill?
Push if you can, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Gotta pick up the Giant Claw west side of the room. Tank,
Dry,
tank,
can you
tank.
grab it? Dry's there. Heals on Dry.
Everybody on the bots, I'll keep
Everyone on
dry.
boss.
What ratio?
Giant Claw in the boss.
Yeah,
Boy.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up.
He killed Wind Fury Totem.
Disrespect.
Just burn boss.
I don't think it's worth running in here to try and tentacle.
Another one.
What?
There you go.
Oh.
Yay. Oh my god.
Alright, if you died inside, down below, you're gonna need to release and run back in. We're not gonna
Nice, dude. Healing belt and the caster gloves, both real big pickups there.
Great.
Super good items. World buffs suck, but they're fun to play with as I sit and booty bound and alt.
Good call.
You can shift out of mind flays, yeah.
You think multiple Eyes of Cthulhu would drop?
I mean, he
Florian
does
still
have,
has
like,
the
dozens.
debuff on you for some reason, so you're taking damage. You might want to just run back. You might keep ticking. Oh, maybe my UI is just bugged. Nope, it killed you again. Yeah, just release and run in. Sorry about that.
Your character is permanently in Cthulhu's stomach.
That's kind of fucked up, not gonna lie.
Throwing on my nature resist. What are the other piece I have? Chest.
Roll off these shaman legs real quick since they're about to expire.
I think this is a pretty good. Actually should swap these on because of MP5, right? Yeah.
Alright, great stick.
Why is this the last AQ40? Because we're going to, we have next week off, and then we're going to be going into Nax when we come back. Nax comes out that next week when we come back from Thanksgiving break. World buffs are the only reason I don't raid log. It's kind of funny you say that because that's like world buffs are the thing that kind of make me raid log. Like, cause I like get buffs and then I feel like I can't play that character. You know, and then I'll go and play retail or whatever because I'm like holding buffs. Cutting it out when Nax comes out. Yeah, I mean, we might come back here if we start getting, you know, if we get to where we're clearing Nax fast, but priority is going to be killing Nax and getting Nax down.
Okay, I'm gonna roll off a couple more things actually.
I'm also actually going to throw on
You know, I'll just start with this.
Mace of Unending Life because that's actually got a little more int on it.
Give people what they want.
Darkstorm Gauntlets, casters.
Big rolls.
You're killing me, Dave.
You did have to run back.
Oh yeah, you did.
Alright, Gret's med. Ooh.
Yeah, if one of our warlocks has a shard we can summon.
I think you summoned me too.
Bethune, also casters.
So we have 112 nature resist with this setup. Just under 7k mana. World buffs introduce so much stress, grief, and frustration and anger in the game. They make classes so much worse than it could have been without them. I feel you.
Rats more.
There should be non-world buff servers.
Rest the old guy.
It would change a lot from just overall like people's mentality.
Nature gear, frost weapons, frost oils.
Hand it over to the birthday boy.
Rats, heal for. Yeah, get Dave summoned,
He's the only one that rolled on
Not
it.
a whole lot of time for me to trade him this item.
Heal forward just rolled by himself. What new pieces have you gotten? It's been a while. Probably the only two kind of big ones. I got Amulet of Vecnalash a while back.
Rugs, GPS wares.
Tentacle, I got the other week.
Correct.
Dark Storm.
Damn.
That's pretty much it. Ring of the Fallen God. I haven't gotten that many PvE upgrades.
Fuck.
We got the Turban from Ubers.
Congrats, obliteration.
Can't wait for TBC that my Moonkin.
The 100.
I'll tell the warriors that they can't come to raid because they're not viable. That'd be good.
Hey, that's what it takes.
It's fun as fuck to play Feral with War Chief's Blessing and 48% crit. I mean, I feel you. Especially as balance. Like, balance is one of those classes that it feels very different because having Nature's Grace up a lot makes your just overall rotation just feel real fast.
Is it just health now we're waiting on?
Alright, Suck, congrats.
Congrats, Suck.
Nice, you get to go back to wearing a blue robe. Hell yeah!
Woo. From blue robe to blue robe, my dreams come true.
Oh my god, does that actually look exactly the same?
I did not get a summon, no.
Jum Gabar, Rogue Hunter.
Oh, come on, baby. Come on! You can do it! You got this, Fuo.
What do we got? Lupo with the 78.
So here's a guy.
That's it. Oh no, Fuo win the 81. I didn't even see the 81.
Thank you.
Nice, dude.
Just Rogue Hunter, Nikus. Congrats, Will.
Really mad about this robe, actually. Oh god, with a tabard on, it's the exact same, except my hips are cut out of the new one. So you can see my ugly ass pants underneath.
Alright, if you haven't already, pop your nature protection potions, guys.
Oh, yeah, I
Get these
forgot.
buffs out, get ready to go.
We have this is a new mage.
Basically, what happens is we go in there and you use any kind of frost damage possible.
Oh, he's actually pretty
Frost
geared.
Weapons, rank 1 frost bolt, until we freeze it. Once we freeze it, once it gets like, I can't remember how many instances, like 300 instances of frost damage or something like that, then we shatter it and get a certain amount of instances of just hits.
Sorry guys, with the mic there with my
So
hand.
just hit it as many times as possible, it'll shatter. Once it gets frozen and we're trying to shatter it, we need all healers to stop healing. Because healing aggro is very fucking weird during that phase. If you keep healing during that phase, you will die.
Warriors and rogues in your guilds already mulling rerolling for TBC. A lot of people are rerolling in TBC. Not necessarily because their class isn't viable in TBC, but a lot of people that we're playing with
Rid Cully just made
TBC
one of the
was
best
like the
jokes about this
first
robe, which
time they
is,
played
it has pockets.
any kind of raiding content and stuff. So like there's more nostalgia for a lot of us in TBC. And so a lot of people are going back to what they played in TBC.
You're gonna just blow them up. That's when you use your sapper charges.
You better stay Druid, Austin. For TBC, I will be Druid. I'm playing balance. Classic and TBC, balance is like head and shoulders above everything else as far as what I've enjoyed playing so far. So, and I played Ellie Shaman back originally in TBC, and Balance Druid will have a very similar playstyle in a lot of ways, and obviously becomes much more viable in TBC than it is in Classic. So, 100%, I'm still playing this character going into TBC as Balance. Retail is a different story, because at this point, Retail is so many iterations after that it just feels so different. It doesn't feel like I'm playing Balance Druid, really, you know? But for TBC, I'll for sure be playing Druid, and I'm going to be playing Balance. I'll be playing Balance, like, straight up Balance Druid. I might be trying out some of the Restokin type build in PvP, but I'm really leaning towards trying to make a build work and also taking Treants. What I'm leaning towards. Because I think Treants is such a cool ability, and I think that would be just super, super fun. It's to be a similar idea. I feel like a lot of people don't really pick Treants up in the TBC stuff, and I kind of want to try and make like a full committed balance build work. So we'll see. Every class is
Alright,
viable in
looks like we are good on
TBC.
buffs. I'm gonna do a quick ready check.
What changes? What will be optimal? Yeah.
Are there any engineers that need sapper charges?
Yeah, and for us in our group, it'll be
Silent open
it'll be
trade
fun.
only.
I'm not worried about it at all. But it'll be. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Still gonna show you Frail's better. Good. We should see it. I'm really curious how like all of the numbers, like people doing all the DPS comparisons, you know, prior to Classic coming out, were kind of inaccurate.
Fall down again, obliteration.
I mean, like where people kind of fell was kind of similar, but there was a lot of things that were a lot different with actual Classic coming out and how much more people knew about the game.
Read you back.
So I'm curious what everything actually like flushes out, like how big of a DPS variance there is between various specs and classes.
Okay. We'll give Reed just a second here. So shamans and druids.
Trees
keep
are
an eye
dope,
out
yeah.
For group 6 and 8, they do not have a shaman or druid in their group, so try to help with their poison cleanse.
And a similar note for if you're in group 6 or 8, try to stand close to the boss because that's where the abundance of shamans will be. Be easier to cleanse.
Also, guys, make sure you're looking at the ground when he puts those poison puddles down. We have people standing there all the fucking time. Please don't do that. Alright, Rid's back. Gonna go ahead and pull here in 3, 2, 1. Gonna recenter him in the middle of the room here.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Got a few parries early, careful.
Dat, you're out of range for me wherever you are. Florian, you're out of range for me.
When the poison goes out, drop poison cleansing totem every time. Alright, break it. Shatter him. Stop heals. Stop heals. Only poison cleanse. Only poison cleanse. Okay, shatter.
Don't run the poison. Hold on heals. Careful on heals. Watch the puddles.
It's on Jiraiya.
Watch
It's on Jiraiya. Heals on Jiraiya. Heals on Jiraiya.
Heal.
Almost make sure you got poison cleanse and nature resist totem down.
Toxic. Get away from the toxic.
And make sure you're dropping poison cleanse on top of the melee.
You guys can heal again, by the way.
Dave, you gotta get that totem closer. It's not hitting your melee.
Okay, shatter.
Yeah, there it is.
Stop heals.
This fight's very stressful.
Single thread is down.
Be really careful on heals when we start back up. Try to get cleanses faster than heals.
Watch aggro when he comes back.
Just poison.
Watch poison. Watch poison. Poison puddles.
He's on Sabbath.
Get out.
I'm gonna move him a little bit so he's not right next to the poison.
Put on poison.
Nikus is dead.
We just need frost instances. Keep putting them up.
Go Sabbath.
Cleanses are more important.
Come on.
For healers, for healers.
There's too many people dead.
He's freezing up. He's close.
I think we need to shot these two after. We don't have the melee.
That's true. The melee part's gonna be hard.
Go ahead and release, guys. Start running back.
I have Mish, but never got locked in tier. My guild will wipe DKP for Nax. I'm currently leading DKP, so I have 2 more chances to get tier. Oof.
Yeah, Poison Cleanse Totem has a deceptively short range.
That's a bummer that they wipe DKP. They don't do it like. I feel like it should be like a percent decay, so you would still have a lead.
People, like, let's say someone dies that's in the
Make sure your
same
showings are
group shot.
re-dropping poison cleansing totem each volley. Yeah.
Could someone switch?
They usually
the
say it a
group
bunch in
around,
Discord.
like,
I'm
and
assuming
put
people know
someone
that at this point,
who's
but maybe
in, like,
not.
7 or 8 in that group.
Yeah. We could theoretically.
Wiping DKP is weird. Why not make it a different DKP for each raid? Yeah, that system also works. Or if you have one DKP for the whole raid, for all of the raids combined, which I can see the bonus in doing that because it would keep people incentivized to come to every raid, even if they don't need anything out of that raid, right? If you have it specific to raid, once you get all the shit out of BWL, you just don't come to the BWL. Like, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna go to the BWL raid.
Group 6 and 8, you guys have to stand on top of the boss, and that should be able to cleanse
A
everybody.
percent decay kind of makes more sense, where it's like everyone gets like 80% less. So if you have a lead, you still have a little bit of a
lead. Next group, drop totem.
Because if you haven't gotten gear in a
repeat
long
that all the
time or
time.
have gotten less gear, you should have a priority, I think.
Protection potions.
IMO.
Oh, I forgot about this. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, you did it
What?
that 1 week.
One other thing is for the mages, there was like 3 or 4 different times where I was trying to cleanse people and you guys were out of range. So ideally stack a little bit closer to the boss so it's easier for us to be able to cleanse you. Basically anyone that's in the last 2 groups, just stack be closer to the boss.
Once you guys get inside as well, make sure you teleport to the twins, and we'll run from there.
Alright, roll off the Hooran loot real quick, just in case. Wasp hide, druid, healers, prime.
Dave, he does drop poison puddles occasionally that you need
Go
to
to
move
Twin
out.
Imps, not the final room.
Yeah, the poison clouds that he drops are really the only thing you have to physically dodge from him. Otherwise, stacking up close to him isn't that big of a deal.
Just make sure you're stacking close to whoever your cleanser is. That's really all you need to do.
But do not stack on the no.
Or the green puddle.
Ah, I went to the final chamber. Alright, I'm gonna need this one.
Killing me, Matt.
Fired.
Just wanted to pull a Dirty Dave.
Ooh.
I got lost.
Honestly, that round of sappers wasn't that bad. That was pretty on par with our historic kills in terms of damage. It felt like.
I mean, we've always, I think, frozen him 3 times to kill him. It would
Yeah,
just be
exactly.
Nice to only do it twice.
I agree.
Set up my arms bar to spam hamstring. I could try to get out as close as possible.
Not an officer anymore and I love it. Yeah. I'd being just
Also,
like
guys,
a
don't get
normal
caught at
raider.
the beginning of the raid. But the
Can you show DPS from
tier
last boss?
tokens that we can use for
Yeah.
warriors. We're gonna be prioritizing
Like
to
last
ground
boss, like
pharmacy,
this boss?
so we have them,
Is that what you mean, Ghost?
A little bit better tanking gear for Nax, because we're gonna need that. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
Ramstein bolts did 900 damage there. I think I need to cast a little bit sooner.
We need to get everything ready for Nax come December 3rd. So make sure everyone has their attunements and stuff done by then as well. Don't want to show up and some people can't get in. Also, don't expect to have world buffs. It's going to be a fucking shit show out there. Still try to get them, but don't expect
1
to have
bear,
them
2
in the
cats,
same
2
box.
heals. Yeah, that's right. I remember you said you had a bunch of druids. It's crazy.
Should we just raid at like 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it's damage for this fight.
Some of us gotta work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping then.
I'm not gonna plus one of you guys for this, like I said.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned this and I just didn't hear it, but the second wave of the blobs that the ones we have to like single target down, he should be at 1% after that phase, but we left one of the blobs alive. We didn't kill the one blob. So like when you called, we're probably gonna have to go through and do it again. I think you're right. Like we need to make sure we kill all the blobs in that second phase to be able to kill him in that. Yeah. Just be aware that if you see one's already gonna die for sure really early, like swap off and start making sure the other ones die, because we left one alive.
That won't end the fight. He has to die from a shatter.
No, I know, but we're gonna have to do another blob and then another shatter. Like, so we need to get him. We have to kill all the blobs the second time so that he's at 1%. Then he dies in the next shatter. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, no, he just has to be below 10%. Yeah, it's like you don't need to kill everything.
Yeah, it's 10%.
Oh, okay.
Like we probably could have just killed one of the blobs.
We also have 2 elemental shamans, 1 enhance. You have 2 elemental shamans? How do they do DPS wise?
All of them would have been the same thing.
Alright, guys,
Okay,
let's finish
Mage
getting
Warlock,
buffed up.
real quick.
Anyone needs sappers, let me know.
Oh, what's up with his zoomers? With the right gear, you can pump.
Does that thing stack with nature damage at all?
Oh, with the right gear, can you pump? I mean, yeah, you can pump with like world buffs and gear. You can pump, yeah,
Like
as balance.
having plus nature damage. Is he streaming? He's probably talking to his stream.
Sorry, you're talking to me. I'm like reading whispers and I'm trying to do this. What'd you ask me?
I'm just asking, Coach, if that trinket stacks with nature damage at all.
Like if you pop your shaman trinket.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh damn.
I wouldn't think so, because any like kind of like other stuff I've seen, it just procs it only like 200 flat damage. I don't think it would scale with anything.
Does anyone need sappers before you go?
Chris, sure.
Last call, if you're an engineer and you do not have a sapper charge, open trade with Sabbath right now. We need all engineers to be sapper charging. Alright, and we are good on buffs.
Gotta give one last reminder, groups 6 and 8, make sure you're standing very close to the boss, because I'm going to be poison cleansing totem your group, so you have to be close in order to get it.
I'm gonna do a quick ready check to make sure everyone's good to go.
Frost weapons, frost scrolls.
Alright, 1 second. So, we'll go ahead at 80 or a 70 roll. If there are other trial / guest mages and warlocks who also want to roll on this.
Jay just spammed his own Twitch and say.
Does Cher not need it?
Nope. Yelk, did you want to roll?
Came here to be tilted about losing the roll on the dagger. I didn't see the armament. I didn't actually see who won that. I think I got up when you guys rolled that. Nothing dropped from the raid so far that's anything I would have rolled on, so I wasn't really paying that much attention to loot.
Alright, pull in here in 3, 2, 1.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poison cleanse, go. Oh, Do you see that timing? You guys see how perfect that was?
Sick.
Mugo, get out of the cloud. Mugo, get out of the poison cloud.
I'm gonna move the boss a little bit. All right, shatter.
Stop healing.
Oh my god, I hate when he does that, dude.
Cleanse poison. Yep.
I feel like I need a bandage here.
All right, it's on Sabbath. It's on Jiraiya. It's on Telf. Heals on Jiraiya, heals on Jiraiya.
Swipe it.
That last second poison volley sucks so much.
It's actually the most horseshit thing in this game.
Watch out for the cloud.
We have too many people dead, guys. Let's shatter this and then run out of the room.
Should just run out.
Damn. Dude, that is so annoying when that happens. He like freezes and then volleys
You're dead in
like
the room, we can
after
start running
he's
back.
frozen. And it's such bullshit. Cause it's super hard to recover from because you shouldn't need to cast it. Oh dude. Oh. Obek's gonna fall and die. Oh no.
Drop totems.
I'm definitely excited about not having to what happened? Not have to come back and do Visk.
I think they're all marked. Except for Dave.
There's a poison cloud right here, so be careful. He like threw one at Dave.
Aren't you guys excited to stop doing the AQ stupid bosses and start doing the NAC stupid bosses? Huh?
Yes, I'm sure there'll be plenty of wonderful spell batching mechanics on those too.
It's so funny seeing everyone's gear. So I have a handful of people running back. Let's see how much Ramstein did. 1.1k. Not bad. How many dispels do you guys think we had? That's your boy right there. Pumpkin OP. Alright. We gotta ban the bot, guys. I think that banned it. Can you guys see on Twitch? I just tried to do that from Restream. Did it block the that spam bot?
This is just a fucking. Oh, the cloud's. Wait, is this just a cloud chilling?
Yep. Don't stand in it.
Dave farted. You can still see the message.
You mean to put a food at the end there, right?
All right, pre-pot your nature protection potions if you have
The
Groups 1, 6, and 8. Make sure you are near the circle.
I actually moved, so it's gonna be 7, 6, 8. It's easier for me to shift myself around.
Okay.
All right. Third time's a charm.
All right, everybody's ready.
Got the 10-second
Go
countdown.
In 3, 2, 1.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Let's make this one
6,
count, guys.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Remember, just
1.
stay within like 20, 30 yards of the boss. Help the dispellers and healers out.
OP.
Call out if he drops poison on his ass, by the way, too. so-
Oh, dude, that was an OP cleanse on me. I'm gonna pot here.
Nice job. Shatter him.
Oh, that's left side.
Stop healing.
Get out. Huddle.
Stop healing. Stop healing. Stop healing.
It's okay, that one wasn't as bad.
Remember, stay close.
Heals on Jiraiya. Toxin, move. Jiraiya, move him back. Good job, Shatter. Alright, kill these things, make it count. Toxin, careful.
Get out.
Did I still kill it if we're at 10%?
Yep.
Surely, no, you're far from me.
I'm next to you now.
Keep up the poison cleansing, guys. Good job so far.
Frost things.
Kill it.
Go!
Orc ratio.
Get him! Orc Rachel. You're literally standing in a poison cloud, Huck.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Woo. Is it Shadowlands? No, close though. Almost.
Oh, I'm in the poison.
Nice, dude. Good. I'm glad we got these gloves again. Super sick.
I do really think the ending of that fight is some real world star shit where he just stands there and everybody beats the piss out of him.
Yeah, I love it.
It's true, dude. It's maximum immersion right there.
So real quick, before we start doing loot,
Thanks,
just a
Ethan.
reminder- Before we start doing loot real quick, just a reminder, the 22nd, this Sunday, is our loot meeting at normal raid time. So come prepared, do a little research on Nax stuff so you can argue for yourself. Next week, next Thursday, is Thanksgiving, so we're not raiding that Thursday for sure. If we have enough people around that Sunday, I'll probably put out some feelers. We might try to put something together, but I don't know for sure. And then I will put the raid sign up for...
So I am going to hop off stream here, but yeah. So on Sunday we have our loot meeting. I was thinking about streaming that and putting that VOD up because that's kind of been a common question about how we do the loot meeting, and I usually don't stream it, but I don't know. I think it might be cool for people to see that don't use that loot system and maybe like understand it better, maybe have some other people start using it. So I'll probably stream it on Sunday, kind of less exciting version of a stream, but probably what we're gonna do. So and then we have a week off for Thanksgiving, and then we're coming back for Nax. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for tonight. Like always, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. I'll catch you guys here in a week or so when we come back going full blown phase 6 Nax progression. Catch you guys later.